Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward. The battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games. Whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, leg guy propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble. Depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. Why do you try? We get them high. Take them high. What I do? Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Pass what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver.
What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie, Blerd Without Fear. Got the homie Carter Presents in the building.
With his newly acquired Red Ranger approved COVID card.
Oh my god. Y'all, our heroes are failing us. And it's just bad all the way around. But we got our stories up here that are coming up. We're going to be talking about Marvel She-Hulk. We'll be talking about The Boys Season 3 trailer. We'll be talking about Gotham Knights, Conan, and a bunch of other stuff. And it's all going to be happening on this, the 157th episode of The Blerd Cave. Welcome to the show, y'all. Y'all, please, I know that growing up, we all, or I won't say we all, but I'd like to think that a lot of us looked up to the Power Rangers. They stood for what was right, defeating evil, saving the city, skipping and cutting class to do so. And the Red Ranger set great examples throughout the course of his time on the show. But y'all, please, don't be out here on that Red Ranger bullshit. Yeah, for those who don't know what we're talking about, y'all, your boy, the Red Ranger, he was for real out here committing COVID loan fraud to the tune, or actually I was mistaken, Carter. I said earlier it was 16 million. No, it was 16 loans that amounted to about roughly $3.5 million. Worth.
Oh,
go. Warren Reggie said, "Go get a lawyer." Look, man. Oh man, this one hurt. This one hurt, man. Whew. It hurt me, man. I think it hurt me the most, man, because Jason was my boy. He was my boy. I mean, he said it's morphin' time with such conviction.
Let me say this now, because I'm not gonna let you sit here and lie to these people. Jason was your boy, just like Jason was everyone else's boy when Tommy wasn't around. Get out.
Well, no. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. I think we all proved who was the better leader of the Power Rangers now, because Tommy ain't out here on no COVID fraud bullshit.
Okay. When Tommy was hurt and Jason had the gold vest on as the Red Ranger, you can accept it. When Tommy left, didn't see hide nor hair of him, and all of a sudden Jason came back as the gold Zeo Ranger, even though he was wearing all black, we ain't fine with it. But when that all Red Ranger episode came around, we know who we was looking for. Get up out of here. Stop. It is too early in the morning. Stop.
Oh man. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Yeah. You ain't lying. Honestly, I had, don't get me wrong. I love me some Jason, but clearly he out here fucking up. So if you want to put your faith in a good Red Ranger, man, go holler at what was the boy's name from Turbo? TJ? Go holler at TJ. Go holler at TJ. He got you. That boy was hand-picked by Tommy. Hand-picked.
I'll tell you something. The first time I had seen that all Red Ranger episode, I was sitting next to my grandmother, because my grandmother and I both used to adamantly watch because she loved Tommy. So we sitting there. She's getting more hype than I am when all the Red Rangers on the screen. But real deal, when I'm looking through each and every Red Ranger, because I, of course, like most people, once your main squad leaves, you kind of check out from Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Especially when they had that little kid on there who got on my I almost cursed. He almost got.
Yeah, I didn't
on
like
my
that little boy
nerves.
either. I didn't like that little boy either. So you okay? It's
So,
okay.
so when I see all these different Red Rangers and see what I'd miss, not gonna lie to you, I was sitting there like, wait, who is this colored man? If we had a brother as a Red Ranger, what?
Did you see the episode where he jumped up in the I think now what was it? Somebody had taken over the Megazord, I think.
No God.
And you know how Tommy back in in the OG series,
Mm-hmm.
he jumped up in the Megazord and threw everybody out.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy TJ didn't do the exact same thing, but he jumped up in the Megazord. Wasn't nobody with him solo dolo, and this man threw hands with the villain of the week who had snatched up the Megazord and was controlling it. This dude jumped in there and basically pulled a Tommy on the villain by himself. TJ is out here, y'all. TJ is out here. We need to put some respect on this man's name. But no, all that aside, talking about you want to talk about some real heroes. Real heroes that actually don't commit COVID fraud. You know what I feel like? You know what? I see someone in the chat said, I, Zordon, Jason needs bail. Someone, and I saw someone else say that he needs a lawyer. Well, you know what lawyer he needs? He needs a lawyer for the superheroes. Someone who will defend him and his interest and try and make sure.
Bad CG.
Hey, it's better than any CG that was ever on Power Rangers. So let's keep it a buck. You're
not finna sit here and besmirch the putties, okay? I'm not finna let you sit here and befoul Lord Zed.
Well, I mean, let's be real. Did you remember that Power Rangers movie with the CG Megazord that no one could tell what animal was connected to the damn thing because they was all looking silvery, shiny, and looked like they was covered in Afro sheen.
If we just gonna pick and choose, we got to talk about the Michael Bay Transformers movie where you couldn't tell what was a Decepticon, Autobot, Predacon, Big Bot, Little Bot, Tonka Truck. You couldn't tell what was going on.
Oh, no. I'm not taking it away from that. I'm just saying a lot of people who haven't seen the and I'm talking about the OG Power Rangers movie. I ain't even talking about.
Okay, I didn't know which one. Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah,
which one
no.
you were
I'm talking about. I'm talking about this shit.
Yeah, you're talking about that.
Look at that ugly ass CG. Look at that. Lord, that looked like some That looked like some shit you would see in a cutscene on a PC game circa 1996. Get the hell out my face with that.
Let me tell you the coldest part about that movie. Now I can say this because I was a child once, and I can say this because I've been black a long time, so I can say this with 100% certainty.
Speak on.
Every black child that watched that movie, we didn't care about that Megazord. We just thought it was crunk that the Power Rangers was ninjas now.
Right?
The Shinobi garb on.
Look out here looking like a whole Ninja Gaiden.
Before you sickos will run around here with the Naruto run with your hands all behind your back and stuff, we had real ninjas back in the day, dog. That went to the Peace Corps and hung out in Jamba Juices before Jamba Juices existed. We had real heroes, okay?
Man.
But yeah, nobody care about that Megazord, boy. Stop.
Look, hey, I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it a buck.
Kids were more upset that they weren't rocking ninja stuff anymore on the TV show. It was just for the movie. I was high-key offended.
Well, the funny thing is it made... Well, I'm going to tell you why I cared. I cared because I knew what those Zords were supposed to be. Those were supposed to be the Zords from Kaku Ranger. And that is one of my all-time favorite Super Sentai seasons. And I was high-key offended, angry, and upset because Kaku Ranger... Well, the little ninja outfits they were wearing... They wore those all the time. In Kaku Ranger, and then you remember the Alien Rangers? Like
Yes.
the from Aquatar, they kind of had eerily ninja looking costumes.
Mm-hmm.
Those were the costumes that the Kaku Rangers transformed into when they jumped out of the ninja stuff. And so yeah, it was one of those things. Saban was all over the damn place when it came to because they were trying to keep the same characters but trying to adapt other shows, and then they finally learned that we can't do that because like
Gotcha.
Die Ranger, the White Ranger comes from Die Ranger,
Okay.
and the White Ranger, like that's a whole separate season.
Yeah.
That's why they kept that, like the reason why they kept having to write Tommy off the show is because they kept putting him in characters that ran out of footage, because there was only like a couple of times that the Die Rangers were on the same stage as the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
So just like it was silly, but neither here nor there. Point of the matter is, shout outs to the homie Gabriel Knight with the 1999 super chat. He threw this in here before we even went live. He says, I'm at a conference for work, so I have to view the replay later. Still want to show support for Blerd and Carter. We appreciate you, King. We also got another super chat in here from before the show from Gokhan Shuri's baby's father. This was late last night, and it is actually is appropriate because it's kind of about what we're about to talk about.
Sweet.
Because he says Blerd Cave Snoo episode. That's right, because we are going to be talking about She-Hulk and her introduction into the MCU and how she's about to turn. You know how like people, there's a subset of people on Twitter and on other social media platforms that keep saying that, oh, this is the MCU. No. She-Hulk's going to change that. She's bringing the MC Snoo. That's what she's bringing. She's bringing the MC Snoo to life, and it's going to be great, y'all. It's going to be great. We also got another one here from S.O. Grizzly with the $10 super chat. Says, let's see what we got here. Says, can we get the Savage part of She-Hulk back? Bless up, Blerd and Carter. Big fan here. Keep Hulk smashing these videos. Brothers, man, we appreciate you. Thank you for that, and we appreciate the love and support. It's funny. But
Part of Savage Hulk.
What's that?
The Savage part of Savage Hulk.
Oh, well, you remember, I don't know if they actually are talking about She-Hulk or not, or are they talking about the regular Hulk?
Yeah.
Probably. Because I was about to say, both have a Savage part, but that's, neither here nor there. But I can definitely say that, for those who are not familiar, the character She-Hulk, she is making her way downtown, walking fast. She's making her way to the MCU. We have seen some pretty interesting stuff. I think Carter, you and I have talked about it previously on various and sundry episodes. I think we even kind of showed some snippets, some brief snippets of what the show was ultimately going to be looking, or not the show, but what She-Hulk was going to ultimately be looking like, and it looks like those reports turned out to be true. We got the full trailer earlier this week. I actually thought about doing a separate trailer reaction thing, like when it first dropped, but I decided to go ahead and wait to this because I had too much other shit going on, so it wouldn't even come out till maybe today anyway. But Carter, are you ready to take a look? Which we've already done, but we're gonna just to refresh everyone, we're gonna take another look at the She-Hulk trailer.
Okay.
And then we're gonna run through it. We're gonna break it down, all that good gobbledygook.
Because I can already tell you right now, the same thing is going to make me mad that made me mad the first time I saw this trailer. And it ain't what made y'all mad.
Okay. All right. Well, look. Shit, Carter, tell us how you really feel. But let's go ahead and get in this trailer. How do I want to do this? We might just do this the this way and not the that way. Here, let's do it this way, because I don't have to mess with any settings, I don't think, if I don't want to. Here we go. Boom. Let's go to the movies, Carter.
Let's go to the movies.
Let's take a look.
Being a superhero is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if not people like you?
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends.
Can we get some shots, please? It's an
Got
emergency.
Adrian Chase in here? What's up?
Demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Cause you didn't ask for this, but you still gotta deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
Oh.
Kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Yes. No.
Oh, she's finna beat the brakes off. She's finna beat the brakes off. And strike out a run.
To be a normal, anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where She-Hulk is?
Jen, you're a story now.
Girl, your ass looks crazy right now.
Oh, she done bust the shoes up.
You could be an Avenger.
Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason. Is there anything more depressing than dating in your 30s?
This is the best date I've had in a while.
Hey, look at David O'Tongue out here.
We split some fries.
Let's get those to go.
That would be me, and I wouldn't be ashamed of it.
Look, I'd be like, yeah, please take me to Snoo Snoo.
That is Jade Cargill with Brian Cage this every night right there.
Look, right? Just like, come on, let's go. But no, so let's go ahead and get into it. First things first. So originally we talked about the direction they were going to go with this, and the look of She-Hulk that was teased some ways back, actually. Let's see here. Yep, there it is. So one of the things I've seen a lot of people talk about is how she isn't as big as they want her to be. That's probably, honestly, that's the most common complaint I've seen people bring up, is that she's not the behemoth of a woman that they expected
As much as y'all
her to
clown,
be.
as much as y'all clown Lizzo, now y'all want a big girl. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
here.
Well, no, it's not even just that, though. You remember how bad people talked about She-Hulk during Jason Aaron's run? How they were like, "Oh man, get that big She-Hulk, get that big ass She-Hulk up out of here." They're like, "Man, I don't want no big ass She-Hulk." They were like, "Ooh, no, I don't like no big She-Hulk." Like here, I'm gonna show y'all what I'm talking about too. I want y'all, because I want some of y'all motherfuckers to see exactly what it is that I am referring to. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This She-Hulk, y'all didn't want this She-Hulk, but now a lot, and this is something I even brought up to some people that are maybe a little less familiar with She-Hulk than I am.
Mm-hmm.
There were people like, "Oh, well, I feel like she should be bigger. And my argument was that, well, there's different iterations of She-Hulk depending on, and here, let's go to this real quick. This is actually an image by Russell Dodderman that has all the different versions of She-Hulk. And as you can see, all of them kind of vary in size. All of them, they're kind of all over the place when it comes to size and shape.
That one in the middle, with the muscles, but more specifically, and I know this because I've had several tell me, they think that's what they know. They think that's the problem.
Okay.
You see this first one that's more in front of the rest of them.
Right.
He is muscular, but
she's still trim.
She's still trim, but the main thing, there are two things that we haven't seen the one on the show have that this one got. Can you tell me what you think those two things could be, sir? Mr. Blerd, without fear, sir.
Well, I will say this, is it that she looks like she skipped leg day?
No. I'm gonna need you to go a little bit. I'm gonna need you to go up.
Oh,
I give you a clue. They
go
are
ahead.
very. They are. What's a good word? What's a good word that
Is it?
both sexes can agree on here? I'm gonna make up. Carter's gonna make up a word. They're very nibbleable.
Oh, boobs.
There you go.
Is it big breastises?
There you go.
Is it? Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, y'all. Forgive me. Is it titties?
I don't like that word. You made that word sound nasty just then. I refuse to say it like that again. But I think that's really what it is, because if you put the big chest on, I don't think people will complain, because then it will be more in line with what they themselves remember. What was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I know a lot of people's memory went toward as well. So yeah, I think that's really the only thing. If she had the big chest and was a little bit more toned, which again, this was a trailer for a show that's coming out in like 3 months, so they could very easily fix that.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not even just that though. The thing is, and this is what I think a lot of people are kind of freaking out about for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
A lot of people I've seen online have talked about how, the CGI, it looks bad. Well, here's the thing, and I don't know if y'all know this. Maybe if you work in the industry, maybe you'll know this. I don't work in the industry, but I know a lot of people who do, and I've been around a lot of industry types in my time, so I kind of have a little bit of an inside track on this thing. CG, when you see a trailer, when you see a movie trailer, the special effects usually aren't always finished when the movie trailer comes out. So when you see a movie trailer, and anytime you've seen a movie trailer where you say, "Oh man, CG doesn't look as good as as good as it should," here's what the thing you need to take into consideration. When the trailer is made, they are typically, the people who are making the trailer, the editors for the trailer, are usually using CG that's in its early stages. 99.9% of the time. The only time you see the finished CG in a lot of cases is typically either when like it's a trailer that's released like the week before the movie comes out, usually 1 to 2 weeks before the movie comes out, or TV show, whatever comes out, and then also when the movie is already out. A lot of times you usually don't see, and more often than not, you usually don't see the finished product until you actually see the finished product, like when it is finally released. So that's why when people were complaining about the CG, saying that the CG for the show didn't look good, I was like, here. Okay, first off, let's keep it a buck here. My first thought was, well, okay, but what were you expecting? Like, because here's the deal. I know a lot of people are thinking, oh, well, it's a Marvel project, and a lot of people keep wanting to conflate Marvel movies with Marvel television, and I'm sorry, but the two don't operate on the exact same budget. A TV show, and I know a lot of people got spoiled by Game of Thrones, but even Game of Thrones, while it did have pretty good CG for a TV show, Game of Thrones was the exception, not the rule.
Not anymore, because of Stranger Things now. Good.
Well, no. That's what I was gonna say. Stranger Things has definitely changed that too. But the thing is, I'm glad you said Stranger Things, because you want to know what's very interesting about Stranger Things, Carter.
Winona Ryder.
I was gonna say that 99.9% of all the CG in that show is in what?
Dead by Daylight.
Close. It's in darkness.
Yeah.
A lot of the time when you see the creatures in that show, it's not under a lot of light, or it's under low light. So it's easier to hide how ridiculous something looks. She-Hulk doesn't have that luxury because, and I'll actually, it's a lot because she's a broad daylight superhero. She's usually just kind of out there in the world. It's not one of those deals where they can obscure her under the cover of darkness. It's kind of like, remember that, Carter, do you remember that movie, The Host?
Yes.
It was the Korean movie that had the sea monster that was like running around. One of the most common criticisms about that movie, both good and bad, that I used to hear was that the studio had the balls to actually showcase the monster in broad daylight on a regular basis, unlike most Hollywood movies, where like you watch like any other horror movie or sci-fi movie that has a movie monster that's CG, they would obscure it with darkness so you couldn't tell that the CGI wasn't like absolutely perfect. But they would also say that the monster looked ridiculous or at times because the CG wasn't perfect. But that's the thing. That's kind of the risk you run when you broad day. It's kind of like you remember that old Eddie Griffin comedy special where he talked about night fighters.
Oh God.
Yeah, he said what he called it. He called it vampire pussy. Because he said, basically, he said, because they look better at night than they do in broad daylight. That's what CG is a lot of the time. When you put CG under broad daylight, man, it's harder to hide the flaws in it. And CG ain't perfect. No one's is. If you put everyone's CG under scrutiny, everything falls apart. That's when everything just goes to hell in a handbasket. But I don't have a problem with the CG. I don't care because I'm more. You know what I'm interested in, Carter? I'm interested in the character. And let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck here. Tatiana Maslany is a great actress, capable of bringing it in any setting.
That sister made me watch Perry Mason. I'm watching She-Hulk,
bruh, look. And here's the thing, like she actually okay. You know what I walked away with, Carter? I was like, this is She-Hulk. I walked away with the feel, I was like, this is She-Hulk. You can already see the comedy elements that She-Hulk typically has in it. The slice of life, the day-to-day. Hell, the part that I showed earlier right here, and a lot of people didn't catch this, she's literally getting ready to knock Jamila Jamil the fuck out right here. For those that don't know, Jamila Jamil, for a lot of you may know from The Good Place, is playing Titania on the show. We've talked about this before, but a lot of people didn't catch her in the trailer because it's a blink and you will miss it.
That looks like weird CG.
Yeah,
just that quick shot. That lets me know it's still getting finished.
Right. But the thing is, what I liked about it is that, well, for one, they embrace the ridiculousness of Titania, but I like the fact that, we're seeing her in broad daylight. We're actually seeing her walking around. She's not obscured by anything. There's only a couple of shots we see in the trailer where she's actually in dark light, or like very, very, very low light. There's like a nighttime shot.
I like this shot right here of Jennifer. I like this shot of Jennifer right here. Can we look? Let's stop. Let's stop because you're giving several reasons as to why she looks the way she does, and I'm not trying to say you caping for it, but more so,
no.
You giving a lot of reasons that you don't need to or have to.
Definitely.
Bottom line is this, okay? Because we kind of did a role reversal just then. I'm mostly trying to speak for people that have only watched these that don't read books. That's why he and I work so well. It's just because it's a back and forth first take kind of deal. But we kind of just flipped because normally I'm the one that's saying what he's saying, and he's gonna say, and I'm gonna say what he probably would have said way back. So let's just stop this. They could have very easily not done what they did in that trailer.
Oh yeah,
you all could have been looking at some Lou Ferrigno around here. They could have painted Tatiana Maslany up with some green spray paint, put her ass in some sketches, and said She-Hulk, attorney at law. But they didn't do that. They put some kind of budget on it to where we got to see at least. And we got 3 months before this comes out. It's a proof of concept, damn near. Like, this is what she's going to look like. We have to finish some things, but this is what we got. Now, a lot of people want to bring up the TV budget and stuff like that. Here's the deal: some of those movie budgets, here's the thing that people forget. Infinity War. Everybody loves to talk about Infinity War. What's the one thing people used to poke and prod at in Infinity War? There's one specific scene when Thor shows up in Wakanda. And what do you see? Little head ass Mark Ruffalo popping out.
Popping out of the Hulkbuster.
Fake as it wanted to be. I mean, that looked extra fake. Right?
Oh, no, not even just that. In-game, there's a scene of Hulk running. They're doing the full, like, where everybody's running it, everybody, comes in after the on your left, everybody's charging in against his forces. There's a part where if you actually look at as everybody's running, one thing I've seen a lot of people point out is that when Hulk is running alongside everybody, he looks eerily unfinished. As far as, like, the CG goes. But, I mean, it's one of those things, it's such a big shot, it's easy to miss shit.
Alexander Smith, I feel that they have to be a lot further than proof of concept at this point. You're absolutely right. I just couldn't think of a proper word to say in that instance. But what my point was, they've done this before with film. They've done this before with movies where we'll see something, and once we see the finished product, it will look better. Sometimes, unfortunately, it don't. Well, another point I was going to bring up, Captain America and the First Avenger. You mean tell me that Chris Evans had good CG when he was the skinny, lanky boy? Stop it.
No, actually, I remember the first trailers when that came out. It actually looked worse in the trailers than it did in the final. Like, when you get to the final movie, I didn't really notice it anymore. But I do remember seeing the first trailer for Captain America: The First Avenger, and I remember laughing my ass off when they showed Skinny Steve. But when the final movie came out, it wasn't like you could tell they had touched it up. But that's the thing, though, and once again, I guess to the untrained eye, it's easy to just. Well, no, I am gonna do it because for one, it's my show. I do what the fuck I want, but I will do it because a lot of people make this fucking mistake. It's not an unfair thing to say that people don't make this mistake. They do. People do it all the fucking time. They do it with movies. They do it with TV shows. They do it with video games. Everybody comes, like, I can't tell you how many times that a first trailer for something comes out and people complain about how bad something looks or doesn't look or whatever. And then you get to the final product and then no one says shit because you want to know why? Because the thing that they were complaining about was, once again, in early stages and was eventually addressed.
Oh man. I looked at something else. I thought we were going to talk about something else that people have been talking about recently.
What's that?
Kamala.
I mean, I'm not gonna rehash the argument.
No. I just thought that was
her
kind
powers. Oh no. That's not what I was talking. I was just talking about in general, just in general terms. But no. The last thing I'll say, because honestly, I don't give a shit. I'm into the show. As far as what it looks like so far, I have been waiting on this for a long time. I've wanted She-Hulk in the MCU for like 5 ever. And I'm glad I'm finally getting it. I'm not going to sit here and bitch, moan, and complain and whine and cry about it. What I will say is that the vibe of the She-Hulk comics is present. Now, while we don't see any fourth wall breaking moments in this, like I think some were probably looking for, like case in point, instances like this where She-Hulk is coming to rip up them X-Men's because you didn't purchase the book. No, we hadn't seen that yet, but I would not be mad if they did something along those same lines. Like if they, Carter, do you know how hard I would fall off the couch and smack my head on the coffee table laughing my ass off if I'm watching She-Hulk? And you know how, like, not every show does post-credit stingers or whatever, but if they did do this with this show and they did a deal where she started talking to the audience, like, or something would happen and a fourth wall moment would just occur, I would lose my shit. But no, because that's what I loved about She-Hulk when I was a kid, is that, she did random ass shit that would just, like, I think there was an issue I remember reading ways back. And I forget what it was that was exactly going on, but like she got chased off the panel, like into the in between parts of the pages, and she jumped over to another panel because she said it was safer over there. It was some weird shit, but yeah, a lot of people don't remember that She-Hulk used to break the fourth wall on a regular. This was actually during, if I'm not mistaken, during the Sensational She-Hulk. During Sensational She-Hulk, that's when she used to do it the most. She doesn't do it as much anymore these days, but I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it at all. What I will say, though, Carter, the reason why I'm even more excited, because they're embracing the ridiculousness of She-Hulk, even in this trailer. Carter, did you catch one of the most famous street-level superheroes in the history of Marvel in this trailer? Did you catch him?
I had to rewind it like 4 times because my mind being my mind, as soon as I saw it, let me tell you what Carter's ignorant ass said. Kite Man.
Look, man, y'all don't, you see, let's put you on game. This is one of the greatest superheroes of all time, y'all. This is Frogman. They got Frogman out here. One of the greatest all time. Best that ever did it. Yeah, y'all want to talk about Spider-Man. Y'all like, you see, y'all on that J. Jonah Jameson bullshit. Y'all just, all y'all want is pictures of Spider-Man. But y'all ain't putting enough respect on Frogman, y'all. Frogman is out here. But they got Frogman in there. Of course, we already showed Titanium. And another character that shows up in this too, that we knew was going to show up in the show, he's been rumored for a long time, was Tim Roth reprising his role as the Abomination.
Yeah,
we actually get to see him in his human form in this trailer, but we also get to see the same new form that we saw him in Shang-Chi in The Legend of the Ten Rings. So that was pretty cool. Another thing we actually got to see in this trailer that I think a lot of people are probably going to gloss over is there's a new facility that we haven't seen in the MCU yet that pops up in this trailer. A lot of people are wondering what it is, and what and a lot of other people are thinking this as well, just based on the nature of the inside of it, is that this is very likely, maybe possibly, the headquarters of the Thunderbolts. A lot of people are thinking this is like the place where the Thunderbolts hang out. I'm not saying that's exactly what it is, but it wouldn't surprise me. Just like if you look at the inside of this, I mean, this place is kind of fancy. It's kind of fancy. It wouldn't be much of a stretch if this were the case. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to like in this. There's a lot of stuff to like in this. I'm into it.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Because this is now another instance where we have seen Abomination. We don't know what they're gonna do with Thunderbolt. We don't know what they're gonna do with Ross.
No.
But there was another piece that they have not touched on yet. Now, even though this looks to be a more light-hearted show, a lot of people complain that the goofy nature and stuff with Professor Hulk, all that should have been saved for this, and they want regular Hulk back for regular Hulk shenanigans, but let the lighthearted fun stuff be with Jennifer Walters. That was one complaint I've seen. But just to go back, you think we're gonna see the leader? Maybe this would be a way to do it.
Well, if they brought back Tim Roth, and this is actually something that for me, I wouldn't be upset. I wouldn't be upset, because Tim Blake Nelson, the guy that played the leader in The Incredible Hulk, or rather, he played Samuel Stearns before he becomes a leader, like towards the end of the movie. You kind of see the seed for it being planted that they never addressed later. But this would likely be the third time in the MCU proper, or rather, no, take that back. The fourth time or actually fifth, rather, in the MCU since Incredible Hulk came out, that they've addressed something, a plot point or a character from it. Of course, as we know, William Hurt, the late William Hurt, he played Thunderbolt Ross in that movie. He's come back a couple of times as Thunderbolt Ross in other MCU stuff. And of course, we've had Tim Roth, who once again played Emil Blonsky, the Abomination. He's appeared twice since that movie. And we've also got Tim Blake Nelson is the one person that's not come back. Technically, we've seen Betty Ross since then as well, but not Liv Tyler. It was in the MCU What If animated series.
Oh, gotcha.
So here's my thing. While I'm not that interested in seeing Ty Burrell come back as Doc Samson anytime soon, that was a rough Doc. That wasn't my Doc Samson, y'all. That wasn't.
After reading Immortal Hulk, and then you telling me that was who that was supposed to be, I can't tell you, because I like that Incredible Hulk movie.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
God, that made me so mad when you told me.
Yeah, well, because they don't tell you. They don't tell you that that's him. They don't, specifically say his name. But if you look in the credits, you're like, oh, shit. It's him. Damn. I was like, man, y'all couldn't have got somebody else to play the Doc. Oh. But anyway, it is what it is. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Tim Blake Nelson. And for those that don't remember, from the movie itself.
You said, wait, that was supposed to be Doc Samson.
Bro, it was. That was Doc Samson, y'all. Look, wait a minute. Wait. Like a lot of y'all, let me see if I can actually see. For a lot of y'all that don't know, which I don't think I have an image of it. Oh, wait, nope, I do. I actually do. I actually do. Lord, y'all save my life. Lord, this man was out
you know
here.
what? While you doing that, I want to ask the chat. I want to ask the chat a question because I see people. I just saw somebody bring it up. A lot of people have said that they want Ed Norton back in the role of Bruce Banner and the Hulk. Let me ask you this question: If you knew what you knew now, if you knew that at some point down the line, Edward Norton was going to end up being Professor Hulk, would you still want Edward Norton back? I'm just asking. No. That's not even me being a troll or anything. I'm just asking.
No.
I'm asking you all.
Here's the thing. And don't get me wrong. I like Edward Norton in a lot of different things, but here's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
The one, probably my least favorite part of the Incredible Hulk movie is Edward Norton.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not that huge a fan of his Bruce Banner. Because you know what it was? They were trying to go in the direction of making him more like the Bill Bixby Banner. Like they even
had a scene with him walking.
Yeah,
and doing the thing.
Yeah, him doing the hitchhiking thing. But here's the thing, though. He just came off like his Banner, which, to be fair, Bruce Banner is kind of an asshole, depending on who's writing him at the time. But when Banner is an asshole, it's harder to feel sympathy for him, because that was the whole thing. We're supposed to feel sympathy for him. We're supposed to sympathize with him because his life has been upended by becoming the Hulk. But it was really difficult for me to feel sympathy for him because a lot of the times he was being a dick. Just like, I actually like Mark Ruffalo better because it's easier for me to sympathize with him because he's not an asshole. And it's not just like, I know a lot of people, you know what it is? It's the Xavier effect. It's the Xavier effect. You know what I'm talking about. You know how like a lot of people who are fans of the X-Men live action movies, or they've gotten it in their head that Charles Xavier is a really nice person. And it's because of how Patrick Stewart portrays the character. Like, so everybody's like, oh no, y'all are wrong. Professor X is not an asshole. He's not a bad person. But if you read the comics, you're like, that motherfucker's a whole bitch.
They tried to do it in Last Stand, but no one remembers it.
Yeah, it was a teensy-weensy bit.
Him exploding.
Yeah, pretty much. But no, but getting back to it though. Ty Burrell, y'all. This was your Doc Samson. Y'all. Doc Samson. Look, wait a minute.
I can't help but think about him from Modern Family and just being such a goof. Dude.
Right?
That was Doc Samson.
That was a whole, like, look.
Laying it on Betty Ross before Banner came back.
Look, dude. And the messed up part about it is that, you know, when you think about Doc Samson, you know, you think about the character of Doc Samson, it's like, dude, he's supposed to be like a, I don't know. I feel like he's supposed to be a guy that you look at that you would reasonably believe could hold his own, you know, against the Hulk. But when I see Ty Burrell, I'm like, nah, that dude cannot hold his own against the Hulk. This dude would catch that work. But no,
give props to Tim Roth though, because
yeah,
I did not expect Tim Roth to be in this. I kind of thought they were going to go the same route with Bruce Banner of just getting a different actor to portray a different version of the Abomination. Because, honest to God, anytime I think about Tim Roth in that Hulk movie, it's just him catching that Sparta kick from Hulk, right? Going into that tree, dog. Oh my God,
man, he got laid out. Or actually, you know what I remember? I remember that and him. I want a real fight. That's what I remember every time. That and the kick. But a lot of people, earlier going back to the whole Thunderbolts thing, a lot of people are like, oh, well, if you don't have William Hurt around anymore, how are you going to do Thunderbolts? Well, I'm going to tell you how you do it. Don't be surprised if you see this face pop up on this show at some point. Don't be surprised. Don't be shocked or surprised. I
still want to call her Victoria Hand, man, and I know who it is.
Right? I mean, I'm just saying, don't be surprised if you don't see her pop up at some point. Another thing that, and I'm not saying this is what this is, but one of the rumors going around right now, and once again, I want to make this, incredibly clear when I say this. Because I saw this rumor making the rounds. A lot of people were kind of, bandying it about.
Uh-oh.
And I'm not saying that I prescribe to it.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's going to happen. But there are quite a few people that think we saw the Wrecking Crew, or rather a proto. Yeah. Like we saw a proto version of the Wrecking Crew. Now, once again, not like I said, not saying that it is, not saying that it isn't, but there's a shot in this trailer early on where they kind of linger on a group of men for a little bit too long. That kind of made me wonder some things, but I don't think it's going to go down quite that way. Once again, not saying this is the Wrecking Crew as we know them, but I wouldn't be surprised or shocked if that did turn out to be the case. If this did turn out to be the Wrecking Crew, like just pre getting their hands on that gear.
What if they look like that on the show? I would holler, bro.
That would be
She-Hulk would be my favorite Marvel show.
Oh yeah.
If they came out looking like that, just because of the rage and my just trolly nature I would be laughing too hard if they came out looking like that, trying to whoop somebody.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the thing though. We've seen similar portrayals. A lot of people, how quickly people forget Richard E. Grant. Richard E. Grant's Loki. His version of his Loki variant wore a costume that was pretty much comics accurate. Like it literally looked like it was plucked right out of the old school Thor comics from back in the day. So I mean, I wouldn't be against it. I wouldn't be against it at all. I like what I'm seeing here. I'm excited. Carter, did you know someone has already made an Ally McBeal style intro for She-Hulk?
I did not. Oh my goodness.
Well, now I don't know if you know this, Carter. This is a thing. A lot of times what people do is when a new Marvel movie comes out or a new Marvel show comes out or whatever, not all of them, but more often than not, they'll make an alternate intro for the show. So like when Avengers came out, they did people did a Firefly version intro for the Avengers, where like it was the Firefly theme, and they laid out all the imagery exactly the way the Firefly intro would be shown.
Yeah, look that up. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, and they've done it with Friends. They've done it with all kinds of different. They've done it with Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like just like if you look up like so and so movie, like the Buffy the Vampire, the Ally McBeal, the Friends, Firefly intro. They've done anime intros, all that stuff. I think I even saw a Power Rangers one once for another one, but someone has already done an Ally McBeal style intro for She-Hulk with the music and everything.
Y'all nasty just for remembering Ally McBeal.
I mean, look, let's keep it a buck, man.
I remember Ally McBeal because I didn't have cable.
I mean, look, Ally McBeal was out here though. What was it? What was it Callista Flockhart?
Yeah.
Which, I was literally about to say, I wonder what she's doing lately, and I remember she was on Supergirl.
Really?
Yeah, she played. Remember, Cat Grant?
Yes.
She was Cat Grant. She was Cat Grant on Supergirl. I don't know if she stayed on for the full series, but I know like the first 2 seasons she was on there.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, that was all Nate is saying. Like, I enjoyed the trailer. I thought it was good. I'm excited.
Yeah,
for
I like
show.
the trailer as well. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna go see it. Of course I am. I ain't gotta go nowhere.
Yeah.
It's Tatiana Maslany. So, look. Here's my thing. A lot of people accepted Professor Hulk.
Yeah.
You can do the same with this. Stop.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
You know, if you wanted X-Triv, I'm right there with you. I miss her too. If you want her to have muscles, who says she's not going to? You know, right? If they could very easily do some Hulk stuff to where she gets mad and she gets swole. I hope not as swole like in them Jason Aaron Avengers. I hope to God we don't go there.
But that's what people want, Carter. I'm joking, by the way. I hope you know I'm joking.
But yeah, when it comes to She-Hulk, I'm going to watch it. I mean, we've gotten Moon Knight, Loki, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Hawkeye. We've gotten what else? I'm missing one because Hawkeye wasn't the first one. What was the first one?
WandaVision. Yeah, WandaVision.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So out of all those shows, we've only gotten one. We've gotten scenes of lighthearted stuff, but we've never gotten.
It's mostly been about trauma and PTSD. A lot of these shows.
Yeah, a lot of the shows have been more serious. Hawkeye was the closest to where it was trying to.
It rode the line.
It rode the line. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that She-Hulk is going to do the same, and I have faith that She-Hulk is going to do the same just because of the cast. I may not like Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. Mark Ruffalo's he's a good actor. Tatiana Maslany, I've seen you all. You know, I've praised Orphan Black several times. I saw her in Perry Mason. I've seen her in other films. So the acting is there. I don't mind the CG. I think here's the thing. There have been several films and TV shows that we have all grown up with throughout the years that have had some suspect stuff in it. Graphics, just CG, blood, guts, all those stuff. And we still accepted those, even with what the corny stuff that was in them. You can do the same with this. Stop it.
Yeah,
they could have. Yeah. Everybody wants to bring up the MCU stuff. I mean, at least they're doing. And I personally think that stuff is stupid. But at least they're doing them as TV shows and not movies.
Yeah. I think TV shows are better in a lot of instances because you can do more character development. I feel like if this were a movie, I don't know if I would enjoy it as much.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like they would try and rush through the character development of She-Hulk. They would just rush to it. And I would rather see a full-on arc. But like you said, there's been a lot of the Marvel shows up to this point have dealt with PTSD, trauma, to some degree or another. Actually, I'm ready for something lighthearted. I'm ready for something lighthearted. And it's not to say that She-Hulk isn't going to deal with some kind of serious issue, but I'm just saying based on what I've seen so far, this is the least serious-looking MCU show that has come out so far.
Completely okay with it.
Especially after Moon Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, especially after Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I especially need something lighthearted after Moon Knight. Even
that was,
yeah.
I was going to say, that's why I brought up The Leader, because you could very easily have that as a fun, lighthearted show, but then you could have something a tad bit serious, but it's still the lighthearted, fun show. So I have faith in this show. I have high hopes for this.
Yeah. No, same. Here we got us a super chat here from Leather Jacket, Anti-Hero with a 1999 super chat says, if they have She-Hulk acting like a whole city girl, I'm here for it. I like that. It's there's a part in the trailer where she's hanging out with some friends.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, girl, yo, ass."
I was hoping we see and I know they probably will do it, but they won't name drop it. It'll be funny to see her and Spider-Woman or something.
Dude, I would love. Dude, if they put Jessica Drew in the MCU, that would be, dude, I would holler.
them just getting hammered trying to talk to
dudes.
So
oh
that would be
God.
hilarious, because they're not going to do Carol now, because it's not that same kind of Carol Danvers now.
Well, not now. No.
Yeah. So her and Spider-Woman man.
I mean, not only that, she's about to be in. She's supposedly going to make a cameo in Miss Marvel. Supposedly,
Jessica Drew.
No. I was talking about Carol Danvers.
Carol Danvers.
So she's off. She's busy. She's busy right now. She got other shit to deal with. But no, Jessica Drew. If they were to introduce Jessica Drew into this, or into the MCU at any point, I would be 1,000% down for it. I like you. I like a lot of the stuff they've shown so far. Some like the part where she's joking about how where they say, "Oh, well, you're a superhero," and she's like, "Oh, that's for adult orphans for some reason." Like you're throwing shade at the fact that a lot of the superheroes, not just in the MCU but just in general, tend to be orphans of some nature. In some way, shape, form, or fashion, they have suffered some kind of extreme loss, and She-Hulk doesn't have that. I don't know if they're going to go with the classic She-Hulk origin of her needing a blood transfusion. We see a car wreck at some point where it looks like, she ends up almost hulking out there. But there was a line of dialogue, and I might be misremembering it, but there's a part where her and Hulk are talking, and it's about how they have something in their family, there's some kind of connection or something that they have that they have to deal with, or some BS like that. But I mean, whatever it is they choose to go with, I'm fine with it. I don't care. It's She-Hulk. I'm down. I want to see She-Hulk getting her snoo on in all her glory. Let her be as great as they let Jessica Jones be.
Wait a minute, bro. She picked you up and took you to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She just picked you up and you let her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you. Let me tell y'all something. Let me put y'all on game here. Speaking as a man whose wife is 6'1", and I am a whole ass 5'8". Look, y'all, there have been some nights.
Dog.
Or this been me. And I'm just like, yeah, let's go. So look, I ain't mad at it, okay? I saw this and I hollered. I was like, yeah. I was like, that's me. You know how we always say we want to see representation, we want to see ourselves in the media we watch? When I saw this dude right here, I was like, that's me.
You know what, Exile? You are, my bad, Elite, you are absolutely right. Let her. Let's not act like he had a choice. Yeah.
No, he really did. He really did not have a choice.
He wanted to shut those fries. It was a wrap.
Oh, yeah. Look, first off, when you see her make this face.
Oh, my God.
She was like, excuse me? We gonna share some fries?
Can you imagine? Had that man said seasoned fries, she'd have did it, man, right there on the table.
Look. This her when she saw the seasoned fries. But you know what? I do want to talk about something real quick, and then we'll move on. There's a scene. There's a shot. That's a tall glass of milk, and I'm a chocolate chip.
Danger, danger, danger.
Oh, God. Look, I'm just saying, y'all. But no, there's a part where, like, she, like, when she was swiping through Tinder, the part where she was swiping through Tinder and she got that look, she was like, when she had that look where she was like, damn! I knew what she saw. She saw something. Cause look, you can't see it as good in the reflection, but somebody done showed her something. I bet she got an unsolicited pic. She was like, bruh, let's go.
Let me tell you something. All She-Hulk let me know was I had a chance because she swiped right on everybody. That means I got a shot.
Oh, yeah, dude, look, first off, can we just talk about, like, just real quick, I know I said it earlier, but the fact that we got former WWE superstar David Otunga.
So I need you to go ahead and make fun of me. I need everybody in the chat to make fun of me because they showed him so quick. I thought it was Mother's Milk from The Boys.
Hey, you know what? On that, that's a good segue. That's a good enough segue for me. We can talk about The Boys season 3. Real quick though, let's get something. We got some more super chats here too. I want to address real quick as well.
And get the likes up, you jerks.
Let's see. We got LJ Brown with the £5. Says Carter's spine must be like linguine after his nocturnal She-Hulk encounter. Imagine Carter's back must be held by duct tape and that cat poster.
Hey, why y'all think I want a new chair? Let me tell you.
Look, be like, man, she broke my chair. We got one from Ibrahim Robson with $2 super chat. Says, do you think we will see a leader? Yeah, like we talked about that earlier too. I think we will. I think it's a possibility that I am willing to entertain. We also got Talali House with the thank you for the 6 months, by the way. Says said calm pitch, Namor, T'Challa, Black and Guard, 3 Kings. Thoughts. I mean, here's the thing. I would be interested.
Well, when you say 3 Kings, I think of that old Ice Cube war movie.
Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that movie.
As soon as I read it, that was the first thing that popped in my head. So maybe I'm the wrong person to ask that question.
I mean, I would check it out, though. Gokon Sure His Baby's father with a $5 super chat says, y'all peep Bruce arm heal up, and I want to see... he says, I want She-Hulk to be on her future Hendrix bag in the MCU. Oh, Lord. Yeah. For those who may or may not have caught that reference, for those who don't know, Christina Hendricks, I think she was originally known for what was it, Mad Men?
No. I see where you're going. No. He's talking about the rapper Future.
I thought. Oh, never mind. I thought this was in reference to the. Oh, gotcha.
He likes to sometimes refer to himself as Hendrix.
God, see, I'm not gonna lie. Where I thought it was going with the because of the boob comment earlier. Either way, I'm down. Either way, I'm down, but I don't expect it.
I love you dearly. But damn, you just showed your age.
I mean, Christina Hendricks ain't that old.
That boy don't know about that hippo hop. He don't know about that rap music.
I mean, to be fair, I don't listen to Future like that, so I'll listen to Future like that. But I do know who Christina Hendricks is.
Oh, goodness.
But let's see here. We got another one from Jamal Sims with $2 super chat. Says, get those green She-Hulk cheeks, Blerd Carter. Hey, look. I learned from William Shatner. It don't matter what color the cheeks is. They can be got.
Let me tell you something. Tatiana Maslany don't even have to grow to be 6-7 foot. I don't care. I'll just paint that child and I say, look, I just get on your back, piggyback style. We still got to go to the room. I don't care.
This man. Timothy McCollum with the $5 super chat. Good afternoon, fellas. Show you also love. Get the likes up, people. We appreciate you. Thank you, King. But no, the boys.
Yes,
the boys are back in town, Carter, or so they say. Let's take a look. We're about to take a look at this new trailer that just popped up.
Okay.
Actually, just what was it, a couple of days ago? They actually had 2 trailers pop up. One of them we're not going to look at because it's not related to anything. It's kind of a parody of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut, which apparently Zack Snyder has approved. But
Look what Ed Boy just said.
Let me see here.
That's horrific.
But the Gamma Gripper.
Danger.
Wait. Dude, let's just put it like this. Let's put it like this. You would never use that thing ever again. But you might be okay with it. You'd be like, ugh. Well, it's gone. But we had a good run. We had a good run. Oh, God. But no, but yeah, no, apparently Zack Snyder, he did approve of the Boys parody trailer, which was interesting. But what I want to look at more is the actual trailer itself, because there's some really cool stuff going on here. Let's go ahead and we're going to pull her up. Let's do it. And there we go. Oh, wait, here, let me redo that because we had volume off. I forgot I had muted it earlier. There you go. And bam!
Let me say it again, Cam. I may be a superhero, but I'm also just a man who fell in love with the wrong woman. Just a man who fell for the wrong woman. Fell for the wrong woman, but out of crisis comes change.
He fell for the wrong woman, Carter.
We all know that.
Did you know he fell for the wrong woman?
I am very excited for everyone to meet their
The boy does not blink.
There's something wrong with Homelander. There's something broken. He's lost
This
his
dude
fucking
just
mind.
nutted in his pants, milking a cow.
We've been on the straight and narrow all year. No killing Soups, no drinking. Even follow Hugh Campbell's orders without strangling her.
Now you're just being cruel.
Or maybe you're not such an asshole.
People love superpowers.
Aww.
But real power isn't this. It's the ability to bend the world to your will.
God damn!
That we can fight about the right way, but we can't.
Look, that girl ready to quit.
We have to do it your way.
We're all we've got. It's up to us. I think I have something.
All right, Maeve.
Maybe we can use it to blow
Man, look at
Homelander's
Soldier Boy Tell.
fucking brains out.
Bruh.
What's this?
Makes you a soup for 24 hours.
I'm gonna need you to stop
You're gonna
watching
need it.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You just watching the same scene over and over there, Soldier. What?
Right?
What we do is that no one should have.
Look, hey, Butcher had that shit Batman had.
For once, I level the fucking playing field.
I show people the real.
All right, Andrea.
I mean, they fucking love me.
I love that scene. I love that scene.
Damn.
Christ. Soldier Boy.
Damn. Well, you hit all F4 on that woman.
Man, look, she gone. So, all right, let's run back through it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's run back through it. Carter,
Yes.
you know what I love about? I think I told you this before. What I love about this trailer, even though there's a lot of cool shit in it, I gotta admit, this right here is my favorite part of it. And I know it's at the beginning, but it's for a good reason. I think what a lot of people don't know about me as a person is because I don't really talk about my political leanings on the show ever, or even on the channel for that matter, not that much. This seeps out every now and again. But one of the things that I love is because I watch a lot of news. You may not expect that from a guy like me, but I watch a lot of news, and I watch a lot of different channels. I watch right-wing news, left-wing news, and everything in between it. Because I like seeing perspectives, and I like seeing how people present things based on their platform. And what I loved, and this did something that you typically don't see very often, unless like you're watching something like The Daily Show, or Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, or like any other like political news satire show. And it's this shot where we see Homelander literally regurgitating the same talking point over and over and over and over and over again. Now, for me, that signaled to me exactly what, like, it made me laugh, for one thing, but it reminded me of so many times that I've watched all of these different, news outlets or whatever, and seeing, maybe the same person being interviewed a lot of times, and them literally saying verbatim in the same tone and cadence, the same thing over and over again, which lets you know it's a rehearsed thing. It's something that it's something that is very likely a lie, and they've rehearsed it so much that to them it's starting to become the gospel. Because they've said it so many fucking times. But that said, it set the tone for the rest of the trailer because it's kind of putting you in the mindset that, one of the common criticisms I've heard about The Boys is that the gang, Butcher and his gang, they aren't quite where they are in the comics. They're not like they're scared of the Supes in the first season or two. Because, the Supes can kill them. They don't have that edge. Whereas in the comics, they already had the edge. Like, they had Compound V. They had a way to put themselves on an even playing field. And now that that's kind of getting to that point, we're starting to finally get even a more comic book accurate version of Homelander. Which, Homelander's pretty tame on the show compared to any other, iteration of him in the comics. Homelander's pretty awful on the whole, but what I like is they're finally getting into his creepy. Like, he was already kind of creepy, but they're getting to more like the maniacal version of him, and that part I can really get down with. Carter, what were some of the things you dug in this, man?
I dug a lot of I really liked the Soulja Boy stuff that we've seen so far, just because there was a podcast that Jensen Ackles did with Michael Rosenbaum, and it looks like they are really, the show's doing what I like that a lot of stuff like this does, where they really they come into their own, they do their own thing, but they still use the source material, because the Soulja Boy that we're seeing in these trailers, that's not how Soulja Boy was in the books.
No, not at all.
But it's cool for this show. It makes sense.
Yes.
So that was one of the main takeaways I got from this one so far. I love that it's able to surprise me, just because, you've seen bits and pieces of the book. I was bored at a Barnes and Noble and read it. So,
I've read The Boys in its entirety. It was.
I'm sorry you did that.
No. I've read it twice.
Oh, you're a masochist then.
I hate myself for it every day.
Goodness gracious. But that actually threw me off. It's something else I'll tell you about that I read from Garth Ennis recently. But
go ahead.
I love that, because and the reason I brought that up, that I'd read the books, is just because watching the show, I had gotten into a mind state of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Gotcha.
I was waiting on this to happen. I was waiting on this to happen because it happened like this in here. And It's not. I'm even wondering if we're gonna get the same outcome that we got in the book. That's the main thing from watching the trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't want to reference what I'm talking about, but all in all, I love that we knew Homelander was a douche.
Yeah.
But here we are, season 3. 3 years of this, and now we can slowly see that he is starting to lose it. Milking cows, sleeping on somebody's menstrual bed, some playing with blood and all this stuff. So I really do like what they're doing with Anthony Starr as an actor. And just his portrayal of Homelander, I think is really, really dope. That the stuff with Butcher getting these powers, I'm wondering how that's gonna work. And the reason I say that is because I wonder if he's just gonna keep having the powers himself, or is the entire team gonna get it? Because that's something that we've that you and I have referenced before, but in the books themselves, they all had powers.
Right, they were all taking Compound V.
Yeah, they all had it. That's how they could fight and hang with the Seven and other people. So I'm wondering if maybe he's gonna get addicted to it. That's some Batman Venom type of stuff.
Well, that's kind of been what's because in the original trailer they showed, and then of course in this one, it's kind of implied. Because here's the thing, I think we're starting to get the Butcher from the comics. Because a lot, and I don't want to give away too much, but the Butcher in the comics is a terrible person. He's just as bad. I won't say just as bad. He is a bit of a deviant, kind of the way that Homelander is, considered a deviant. And I'm not talking Eternals. I'm talking about like he's a sexual deviant. But at the same time, he just happens to be on the side of good. But he's a terrible person. He manipulates and uses people. And I don't recommend anyone, go through the mental trauma I did of reading that comic. Not just once, but a second time. I did the second time was for the channel, which, ultimately did not turn out to be worth it. But that was when I was doing, like, breakdowns of the boys and the Seven and shit. But I remember Butcher literally doing everybody on his team dirty as fuck. And it was pretty bad.
If you all watch The Boys Diabolical, the animated series, the Butcher episode, that's the Butcher from the comics.
Yes, very much.
How he acted, what he said, what he did. That was the Butcher I thought we might get on the show, and it's done a completely different 180, which I'm cool with. One thing I will say about that trailer that caught me off guard was the little boy, Becca's son.
Yeah.
Running the Butcher, so like excited to see him. Now, that's still the child on accident that killed your wife, Pimp.
Yep.
Yes, I protected you from Homelander because Homelander is a knob. But I don't know if I'd be letting you run up on me, hugging me like that, big dog.
Yeah.
So that kind of caught me off guard.
Did you catch Laurie Holden? Did you catch her character that's on here? So, I forget the name of the character that she's playing, but it's like Scarlet something or other. But yeah, she's playing a Soup, who I think is going to end up joining the Seven. But this is a shot of her right here.
Oh, okay.
But you
they
can kind of
so quick. I can't tell who that is. Okay.
Yeah, that's Laurie Holden. Some of you may remember her as Andrea on The Walking Dead. I forget her name. I forget the name of the character she played in The Mist. And she also played Sybil Bennett on the Silent Hill live action movie.
Please don't bring up that movie.
Oh, what's wrong with it?
I'm talking about The Mist.
Oh, The Mist. Oh, yeah. I was like, what's wrong with Silent Hill? That movie was fine.
Mojo Quid, do not read that book because it will absolutely taint your viewing of the show.
Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Crimson Countess is her name.
Okay, yeah, all right, there you go. Crimson Countess. Wow, there's another character I just saw in here that I don't know who it is, but
Kite Man.
or the closest thing to it. I love how Kite Man just keeps popping up. But yeah, there's a lot of different soups. I think this is like a World War II era shot right here, though. It kind of has the same off sepia tone that the earlier Soldier Boy scene has. But yeah, Crimson Countess, that's what it is. But as you can tell, she's clearly a riff on Scarlet Witch. You can even tell by the way she uses her powers. But yeah, I think what we're gonna ultimately wind up seeing, though, and Jensen Ackles has said this himself, that his character, his version of Soldier Boy, he said that his character is the analog version of Homelander. So basically, for those who don't get what I mean when I say that, is it's kind of like how you have, like, he's basically saying he's the old school. He's basically Homelander, but he's old school. He's the old tape deck version, like, you know, to Homelander's Spotify.
I'm wondering if they're gonna make him racist because we need another racist character on the show. You know.
You know what? Well, because that was the thing. Yeah, because Stormfront turned out to be a Nazi, which was true in the comics. It was just the only difference is that Stormfront was a male character in the comics versus being a female character on the show, and not even really in the comics. He wasn't even that important of a character. He was kind of an afterthought, and he got pieced up real quick in the comics. I think he even got his dick blown off or something. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I don't recommend going back and reading the comics because, once again, as I said earlier, I read the comics in their entirety, went back for the channel when we did the breakdown of the boys, the entire group, comparing them to the comic book counterpart versus the show counterpart. I did the same thing for the Seven. I went back and read that entire fucking comic in its entirety, and I gotta admit, it was rough. Because it's, and I'm not saying, it's not that it's a bad comic. I'm not saying The Boys is a bad comic. It is a very trying comic. And what I mean by that is, it weighed on my mental health reading that comic because it is so gruesome. It is so sardonic. It is so angry and mean-spirited and just like, and I get what Garth Ennis was trying to do, but at the same time, it made me feel really terrible, like, in a lot of ways. Like, just some of the things that you see and you watch, that you witness happen to people getting raped, people getting exploited in so many different ways. Hell, there's a part where Huey gets butt raped by Black Noir for like 0.5 seconds, but literally, dude, like, sticks his thumb up his ass for like 0.5 seconds. That was during the Hero-gasm deal.
I don't think you can say that on YouTube. You might have to you might have to edit that and bleep that out real quick.
I might have to. I'm in danger. But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough.
Oh God. Elite was saying there, you better never read Crossed. Absolutely.
No.
Stay away. I'm telling this to Ernie, and I'm telling this to every single solitary person watching this. Do not read Crossed. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Do not read Crossed. No. Oh my Lord. But another book of Garth Ennis I was talking about, it just, some random YouTube video popped up in my recommended. Have you ever heard of a book of his? It was through Aftershock called Jimmy's Bastards.
I've heard about it. I've never read it.
So, take Sean Connery, James Bond.
Okay.
All the women that James Bond has slept with throughout the years, and there is a cult that is trying to kill James Bond. And then you find out that the cult is made of a collective of all of James Bond's kids that he has had from sleeping with all these women and all these different things.
Oh my
And
God.
the cult, to get him, to stick it to him, made sure that some of the women that he had sex with were his daughters to make him go crazy, while also setting off this bomb in the UK that was called gender fluid to give opposite sex opposite body parts. So you had dudes running around with breasts, and you had women peeing in the pool instead. Bruh.
You know what? I'm good. I'm good. See, and that's the type of thing. Like, here's the thing. You know what? You know how we used to always call. Remember Howard Stern? Remember we used to always call Howard Stern a shock jock? Because it was basically a term you give to people who go out of their way to shock you. Garth Ennis is the comic book equivalent of a shock jock. And honestly, I can't. I honestly don't enjoy reading many, if any, of his comics anymore.
The reason I even brought it up was because look at what I just described. Look at what you just described.
Oh, yeah.
And we got something as great as The Boys TV show.
Right. No. I 1,000% agree. I 1,000% agree. But no, we are getting Hero-gasm this season. And apparently, and I don't know if these two are connected, but I did read an interview somewhere where someone said that there was a scene that traumatized everyone on the set. But they did say I read another interview that said that Hero-gasm was a very, very uncomfortable scene to shoot. Which I could imagine. For those who know what Hero-gasm is, basically when the Seven, as well as all of Vought's other superheroes, they make up some bullshit cover story that
like a Kaiju attack or something.
Yeah, or like it's something where they have to go off-world. Like they got to go deal with like basically kind of a riff on how when the superheroes of Earth all just mysteriously go run off to space to go fight something. That's basically the cover story they come up with. But what they're really doing is they're hanging out on some like secreted away island, and they're all just fucking and sucking and doing everything else. Danger. Pardon my French.
They can let loose and not in view of the public.
Yes.
That was something that Ernie and I talked about during the first season, where you got a very tiny sample of it. If you remember that first season where Butcher took Huey to that little nightclub spot.
Yes.
And you saw the Ant-Man jump inside the chick. That was a very small taste. In the comic, you see people use because I think even Homelander did that, and several of the soups with super strength. You would see women broken, and you would see women in half from having sex with these dudes. So I'm really hoping we don't. I don't think we're going to see that on the show, but I still want to see what made them that uncomfortable, because that's crazy.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly. Dude, I'm going back and I'm kind of skimming, kind of scrumming through a lot of the trailer. There is some crazy shit in here. I mean, yeah, there's the Falcon and the Winter Soldier scene. That they like basically where Soldier Boy's doing the U.S. agent deal. Which just looks haunting, by the way. There's lots of stuff to see in here that could be really, really. It could be something. It could really be something. But like I said, I'm into it. I can't wait to see it. I'm definitely. I mean, it's The Boys. Of course I'm gonna watch. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm not. But you know what? Let's move it on. Let's move it on along. I feel like that's enough. The Boys, because I'm starting to get depressed again. I can already feel it.
Just remember, what we read is not what's on the screen.
Yeah.
What's on the screen is great.
Oh yeah, no, infinitely better. The next thing I want to talk about is we got word this week that the King Conan series, when it concludes, Conan will be exiting the Marvel Comics universe.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Marvel, basically, they are going to let the rights to Conan lapse. They're not going to renew them, which I'm kind of sad about because, honestly, I've liked Conan in the Marvel Comics universe thus far. I was initially really skeptical of it when they introduced him during, was it No Road Home? The Avengers story arc that saw, was it Wanda go to Conan's realm? I wasn't crazy about it. I thought it was kind of stupid initially, but it grew on me, and I ended up really liking Conan being a part of Marvel. But for those who don't know, the rights to Conan, as one might imagine, that being a character created by Robert E. Howard, you would imagine that Marvel does not own it.
I mean, it used to trip me out every time I would go to a comic shop and I would recommend Savage Avengers on here, but then I would see like 2 or 3 more other Conan books.
Yep.
But they weren't Marvel.
No.
So that confused me. Or they would say his name in the book, but wouldn't have his name anywhere on the cover or something. It'd be like the Barbarian or something like that. But
it's Heroic Signatures who owns the rights to Conan.
Gotcha.
And basically it was on a license. Basically the CEO of basically said we had a wonderful run with Marvel Comics, but ultimately they have decided not to extend their license beyond this year. He says Conan has more than 50 years of comic book publishing. We took the decision to pick up the baton ourselves, not only for Conan, but all the other wonderful characters and IP that we control. The publishing program will commence next year, but exact details are not final yet. So more Conan comics are going to continue, just they won't be connected to Marvel. So yeah.
And then unfortunately, I have not read the Jason Aaron Conan book proper.
King Conan, yeah.
King Conan, I have not read that. I will be sure to go and check that out. I started reading Savage Avengers, which I really enjoyed. Even the new issue of Savage Avengers that just came out this week, and the book is leaving. And let me go ahead and tell y'all now that that was not a good issue of Savage Avengers. No.
It was interesting. I'll give him that, but it wasn't the best thing I ever read. I would rather go back. I will let Jerry Duggan.
Yeah, put Jerry Duggan back on that book.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I thought what they were trying to do was put Conan in the Hercules role. That's what I assumed they were attempting to do. But then they never really promoted the books.
Nah, Weird because Hercules was off spacefaring, so it kind of opened up the door for Conan to be around and do some stuff. Which, I mean, even though he doesn't fit the Marvel Comics universe, he worked. They actually made him work. They actually made him, like, they were able to put Conan next to characters like Dr. Voodoo and Monica Rambeau and Scarlet Witch, Emma Frost, the Black Knight, Juggernaut, and all these other characters, Magic, and it worked. Against all odds, that book should have failed spectacularly.
I'm gonna tell you all a book to go back and read. Oh, of course, it was done by Jason Aaron. So I really need to go read that King Conan book. This was a book that took place during Secret Wars. It was from Jason Aaron. The art was by Mike Del Mundo. It was fantastic. It was called Weird World. Go back and read Weird World and tell me that wasn't a Conan book. That's, matter of fact, boom. I got it done in the first half of the show. That's going to be my recommended for y'all this week. Go back. Jason Aaron, Mike Del Mundo, Weird World. It was one of the Secret Wars tie-in books. I think it's maybe 5 issues, maybe. But yeah, just make sure it's the Jason Aaron book and not the Sam Humphries book. But yes, that'll be my recommended, because that book, that's when I thought they brought Conan in. was back during Hickman's Secret Wars because I read that book. And you know, some of the names you brought up, you know, he was in his house was the Hellfire Clubhouse that he just uplifted from Emma Frost. You had him in the events with Venom because his blade was a symbiote. So
yep, he had Conan had a symbiote, which should not have worked, but it worked.
But I think what's really happening here and why they're letting it lapse is because they're putting money into something else. And what I mean by that is, okay, y'all can have Conan. We finna go do this Predator stuff right now because Predator's finally coming out.
Yeah, Predator is finally releasing, and they're also releasing a new Aliens title. So, so those are some things that are on the horizon. I won't lie. I've read some of the Alien stuff they've dropped. It's not bad. It's just that it's one of those things where I feel like I had just read a really awesome Alien versus Predator comic, which was like the last one that they did under Dark Horse.
Yeah.
This was literally, I think, the book finished either shortly before or shortly after the announcement that Predator and Aliens were going to be going to Marvel. Which, I mean, technically, we knew that was going to be a thing because Disney owns Fox and all that stuff. But the thing is, the comic book rights were still under Dark Horse. But there was a comic. It was what was it called? It was called Alien versus Predator, Thicker Than Blood. Which, you know what? I'll actually save that for later.
I think I know what you're talking about.
I'll talk about it more later when we get into recommendeds. Because you know what? That just kind of accidentally became my recommended just now, just because it came up organically. I was gonna pick something else, but it came up organically. I'll show off some stuff that I picked up recently, but we'll get more into that here in a little bit. But no, I guess that's really all I kind of want to talk about Conan. That's sad. I will say, reiterating what you said about the new Savage Avengers. You know what it is? I like the team. I like the team. The team is legit. Cloak and Dagger, Anti-Venom. You got Conan and I think I saw the Black Knight again. Black Knight was there.
Yeah, Black Knight's
it was cool. And it was also cool. I will say this, there was an awkward moment that I didn't care for. It kind of took me out of the book for a minute. Was when Cloak and Dagger were talking to each other and they just showed up on the scene and immediately started talking about their relationship.
Yeah, that boy I was probably about to tell you that boy got clock blocked so hard.
Bruh. Well, and the funny thing is, the end of their most recent series, I felt like they had resolved that.
Okay.
And because they had a couple of series out like some months ago or a year or two ago, and there was the whole issue where like Cloak was seeing another woman, and he brings up her by name.
Okay.
The name he mentioned was like Vi. He brings her up by name that he was seeing someone else. And then eventually something happened where they realized they did look like the Cloak and Dagger. They did realize they did want to be with each other. And it kind of felt like by the time you got to the end of that series, I know there was one where it seemed like they were like, oh no, we'll just be friends. And then there was later on that came back. I was like, no, let's pursue this. But yeah, anyway, neither here nor there.
Okay, when I saw Vi, I thought he was talking about Vision Baby. So I was like, wait, how old is Cloak right now?
Dude, well, yeah, because the thing is, okay, so when Cloak and Dagger first came out, they were supposed to be teenagers. They were supposed to be teenagers, and they were supposed to be mutants. But as time has progressed, they are no longer mutants, and they are no longer teenagers. The funny thing about it, too, is that Marvel did this thing that they like to do, and comics in general do this, where characters are teenagers, but they're drawn to look much older than they actually are. That used to be a huge problem with Marvel and DC. Comics in general back in the day, but you go back and read like older comics, you'll see a character that's supposed to be a teenager, and they look grown as fuck. It reminds me of, like, you ever watch the old Spider-Man cartoon, not the 90s one, but the old, like, 70s one, where...
You don't even have to go that far back. Your biggest case in point to what you're bringing up is Bleach. The main character in Bleach looked like a full-grown man. It wasn't until I started watching other people's videos, and they said the main character of Bleach was 15. I said, wait, huh?
Oh, that dude look grown. Well, no, like you remember the old Spider-Man though, like, you know, Peter Parker, Spider-Man's supposed to be a teenager. This dude sounded like a 30, 40-year-old man with bills and a smoking habit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
But yeah, I never knew that they had another book that came out. So what you're saying is Cloak and Dagger in the previous book before Savage Avengers came out, they basically we just cool.
Yeah, like I guess.
That? Oh, okay.
I guess that's what they. I guess they decided to add in some backstory between it.
No. From what you read, you said it made it seem like what they
weren't
gonna go that route?
Oh no, they made it seem like they were.
Gotcha.
Going to go that route where they would actually have a relationship beyond just being friends, but because they were both kind of going in separate directions, romantically. They were living together, but going in different directions romantically, and they were kind of putting their other relationships in each other's face. It was very toxic relationship they had there for a little bit, and then towards the end, it kind of seemed like, oh, wait a minute, you know what? We belong together. That's kind of seemed the direction they were going, and then I don't know what happened after. I know there might have been a comic in between then and there, but I don't know. But yeah, I'm admittedly behind on my Cloak. I haven't read as much Cloak and Dagger since I did the video for them, and I don't think they've released much Cloak and Dagger since I did the video for them. So if they have, I might have missed something. But let's move on to the next thing. We got this one. I think we can sum up pretty quickly. Because this isn't really news, not in my opinion. Daredevil returning as Disney Plus series. Well, duh. I feel like I saw people talking about this news like it was news. It was like, dude, y'all know that this shit has been. It was almost like someone didn't see it the weeks and weeks after Spider-Man No Way Home and Hawkeye, and people were just like, it's like they forgot. It's like it was almost like everyone turned into the Guy Pearce's character from Memento. Like everyone's like, oh wait, what? I forgot. No, so yeah, basically Variety just recently came out and said that Matt Corman and Chris Ord have been tapped to write and executive produce a Marvel Cinematic Universe series based on Daredevil. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing with that. The question is Charlie Cox going to return as Daredevil? The smart money says yes. It would be silly for them not to. I don't think they went through all that trouble of holding that man's option on his contract to say no.
Come on now, y'all.
But no, that's the thing though. People, here's the thing. I feel like, and once again, admittedly, a lot of people aren't as tuned in as you and I are when it comes to this sort of stuff. So I forgive a lot of people if they don't know certain things. But I feel like I've seen this news so much that when it came out and everybody was freaking out about it, I was just like, okay.
I saw a good tweet, which is very rare. With this new team that's going to be doing this Daredevil Disney Plus series. That's they said it's going to continue the Netflix stuff in a way.
Yeah.
And somebody made
the move forward.
Yeah, and somebody made the good one-to-one saying, okay, if the Netflix series was Batman the Animated Series, this Disney Plus series is going to be the new adventures of Batman and Robin.
There you go.
Yeah, that's that's the best way to look at this.
That makes the most sense to me, which I'm fine with. Okay, of course, duh. I love Daredevil as much as the next guy, maybe more so. I mean, I only partially named my channel after the motherfucker, if anyone, which most people still never catch, somehow. But look, I'm into it. I want it to happen. I want it to be a thing. I just don't think that it was the most surprising thing. Everyone was acting like they were so shocked. You know what it was? It was like you know how they do the whole what was it, like the Pikachu meme?
Mm-hmm.
You know the Pikachu meme? It was like everybody's like stop being cowards. Stop being cowards and bring back Daredevil and put him on Disney Plus. Marvel, you don't have the balls to do it. And then Marvel's like, yeah, we'll do it. And then everybody's like, huh? like what?
Void, I think you might be the only person in here that is hoping to get Elektra back on the show. That was literally the worst part of season 2 of Daredevil was the Elektra stuff.
I didn't. Well, you know what? I didn't hate the Elektra. I actually liked that version of Elektra far better than the one we got originally. But I didn't have a problem with Elektra. I just felt that I felt they were trying to juggle too many plot lines in one season. I felt like if the Elektra stuff would have been its own season, like they were trying to do the Punisher stuff, they were trying to do the hand stuff and Elektra. It was too much going on, and I kind of felt like when they did season 3, they got back to brass tacks, where they focused on one singular storyline, and that's why it worked, because the first season, they focused on one singular storyline. The second season, they were trying to juggle 2 and 3 different, because not only were they doing the Punisher stuff, they snuck in some more Kingpin stuff, and then they had the Elektra stuff. They were trying to juggle too many plots, and so it's a hot mess. I don't think that makes it bad. It just, I can see the bones of what could have been, but I wouldn't mind them bringing back the actors who played, I think, oh God, what was her name? It was, I think it was like Elodie.
It was something. I can't remember what else I've seen her on, but I've seen her on several other things.
Yeah, it's what was it? Elodie Young. Elodie Young. That's her name. I wouldn't be upset if they brought back Elodie Young. I thought she did a good job. Yeah, she was more like Elektra. She was more like the Elektra I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she was a femme fatale. But
yeah. Here's the thing, though. This is the MCU we're talking about. If you're not a big time villain that's gonna bring them bucks in, dead and staying dead, don't matter if the fans look at. And what I mean by that is, look at the villains that we've had that should have been continued on in some of this Marvel stuff. But,
well, here's where I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong.
Okay.
What are the Hand?
Power Ranger equivalent of putties.
They're undead ninjas. How many times has Elektra been killed and brought back? It's literally baked into her character. Trust me. I tell you what. I'll tell you who they won't bring back. I'll definitively say this shit.
Who's that?
You won't see Typhoid Mary. At least not the motherfucker who played her, I don't think. You'd be quicker to see Elektra than you see Typhoid Mary. Hell, I think you'd be quicker to see Elektra than the dude that played Bullseye. Even though I would love to see the guy who played Bullseye come back.
My mind just went to Colin Farrell.
Hey, you never know. You might see that slick ass head again on with the tattoo, with the scar tattoo on his face. You might get it. You might get it. You just might get it. But once again, with everything else that's going on, especially considering, the Echo series, which we've already seen, has started filming. We've seen images from that. The fact that Kingpin is there, it's clear that they are they're going with the Netflix series as the Bones for. Hell, recently people freaked out because what's her face, Kristen Ritter and Mike Coulter got caught. Folks saw him out there in these streets. They're like, "Oh shit, it's happening." So I mean, I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna be fine, and I've already spent more time talking about this shit than I wanted to. And this is coming from an admitted Daredevil stan.
Wouldn't it be funny? And now you and I, of course, know this is not true. They were hanging out and they took pictures together for a reason. Right. But wouldn't it be funny if that wasn't the case, that Jessica Jones and Luke Cage ain't coming back? They just got cool and just wanted to hang out.
Well, the thing is, from what I understand, going back in some of the old interviews that I had watched from back when the Marvel Netflix stuff was going on, it kind of was that way. They did get cool and became friends outside of the show. So that probably was what that is actually closer to the truth than them coming back and playing those characters. But I wouldn't be surprised if they did either. I mean, come on, the timing. It was the timing that because it was all right. The announcement of Daredevil, and then that picture pops up. Coincidence? Most likely, but I will definitely say maybe not. But no, anyway, these, like I said, folks will take and run with all that shit. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing. We got another story here. I guess here, let's see what we got. What the hell, Carter, is Gotham Knight trying to be? Lord, I don't know. Carter, do you know? Because I know I sure the fuck don't. I mean, you ain't wrong, Carter. You ain't wrong. Look, you know what? You know what? Here, hold on. Wait a minute. I kind of wanted to. I'm not gonna lie. I want to do the same shit. Just cut my shit off. Just take the camera off. Take the camera off. Just take the whole look. Just take the whole thing off. I'm done. I'm out.
Oh man.
But before we, go ahead.
Well, I think you're going to go more into detail, so I'll let you do that before I say what I have to say. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I was going to say real quick because I don't want to lose them.
Okay.
I am going to go back real quick because we do got some super chats in here that I want to address real quick. We got I think this is okay. That was one we read. We got one. This one is from Daniel Barber with the 1999. In the super chat says, you guys think that this will connect to the post credit of Shang-Chi since Wong and Banner are in She-Hulk? No. Okay, so here's the thing. We've talked about this before. I don't think a lot of people caught what that post credit scene was supposed to be about. That post credit scene didn't have shit to do with She-Hulk. That post credit scene had everything to do with Fin Fang Foom. The post-credit was basically talking about the fact that those rings were calling to something, and it was very likely the original wielder of them. And the reason why those rings were so big and wouldn't fit on any human's fingers is because they were meant for a dragon, which is not what Fin Fang Foom is. He's not a dragon. He just happens to be an alien that looks like a dragon and occasionally wears purple pants. But that's another story all together. Anyway, no, I don't think this connects in any way, shape, form, or fashion. The only connection that Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings has to She-Hulk is that the Abomination is in the show, and he was also in Shang-Chi, but I don't think that the two are in any way, shape, form, or fashion related from there. But let's see here. What else we got? We got another one here. We got Gunmetal Sage. Thank you for the 28 months. Jesus. Says, can your boy get that blade motherfucking skating uphill for the day? You know what? You know what? I got you, pimp.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
I got you, pimp. I got you. It says, for my birthday. Hey, happy birthday. We got you. Happy birthday. Hope you, man, you know what? I hope you kicking back, chilling, maybe having a drink if you drink. If you don't drink, have a non-alcoholic beverage. And, just chilling. That's what I like to do on my birthday. I don't like to do shit. Everybody always asks me, what do you want to do on your birthday? Not a goddamn thing. That's what I want. And then we got Abraham Robson with the $5 super chat. Says, how do you guys feel about the 20-year deal for Stan Lee's likeness usage? This was actually something we were going to talk about in a news segment on the show, but I actually cut it. But since you brought it up, I'm okay with it. I mean, the Stan Lee estate's getting their money, so as long as they're getting paid, I don't see any harm in it. But the question is, I know a lot of this is supposed to be for merch. A lot of this is meant to be merch usage. Now, it's not to say that they won't that they won't use this in some other way, but and I will say there is some other interesting stuff going on here with that because some of you may not know that Stan Lee did, or at least the Stan Lee estate. I don't think it was so much Stan Lee himself proper, but basically the Stan Lee estate did sue Marvel shortly before he died. So it is an interesting thing. But basically what this entails is that they can use Stan Lee's name and likeness in feature films, TV productions, theme parks, and experiences. Like, for example, a cruise line, and in merchandising, as I said earlier. They can use digital technologies and archival footage to imitate Lee's likeness. So if they wanted to continue the tradition of Stan Lee cameos, they could do it if they chose. Here's the thing. I don't want them either. I don't want them. I don't think it's a good idea. But I will say this.
Okay.
One of the Stan Lee cameo that is in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, if you did stuff like that, I would be okay with it. Where, like, if it was animated and you had, like, a Stan Lee in the background, I'd be fine with that. Or if you had him in a video game, I'd be fine with that. Like you had in, Spider-Man on PS4, PS5, I'd be fine with that. But, like, a live-action cameo, I would not be okay with, because, for one, I think it would be jarring to look at.
Yeah.
And it would just make me cry. And I don't want to cry.
We know he's gone.
Yes.
You could very easily do what the comics do. You've done it at the end of a few of the films where you just have a Stan Lee quote when the movie's closing out. So
like you say Excelsior or something like that.
Yeah, just to see like deep fake stuff in these live action movies would be kind of gross and crazy.
It would be grimy. It'd be grimy. I wouldn't want to see that exactly. Like I actually liked when they brought back Stan Lee's soapbox for the comics. I thought that was actually really cool. Because a lot of people forget that Stan Lee was a very outspoken person. Like when people like to say that politics and comics don't intersect, I always just point to Stan Lee. Because that he was a thing. But no, the other thing is he can appear as a toy on stationery, apparel, video games, and in virtual reality. Those things I'm fine with. Marvel can replicate, recreate, or use recordings of Lee's voice. Less okay with that, because that kind of falls into the live action stuff we just talked about. Marvel can continue to use Lee's signature. I'm okay with that. I don't care. And technically, the studio can place Lee in films, much like late Star Wars stars Carrie Fisher and Peter Cushing were digitally placed in Rogue One. That also goes back to what we just talked about. I don't want that. I would not want that. So yeah, that's how I feel about that aspect of it. Otherwise, it's whatever. It's cool. It's a thing. It happened. It's okay. I'm not gonna freak out about it. And honestly, as long as the Stan Lee estate is being paid for it, I'm okay with it. So there you go. Let's get back to this Gotham Knight though. Carter, we talked about this before. For those who don't know, Gotham Knight is a TV series that is supposed to focus on a world with no Batman. A Gotham that has lost its Batman. This is a show that is going to focus on the characters of Stephanie Brown, who most people know as a former Batgirl, and the character Spoiler. It is also going to focus on the character of Joker's daughter. It is also going to have, what was the character? Carrie Kelly. Carrie Kelly, for those who remember, that was the Robin from Frank Miller's The Dark Knight. Yeah. It's also going to have Harvey Dent in it as well, as one would imagine, because Joker's daughter is Duella Dent. It's also going to have, did I say Harper and Cullen Rowe? Did I mention
no? Those were the names I saw, and I'm like, bro, why they keep bringing these characters from good runs into this nasty CW-ness?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. What was the other one? There's another character. And then there's the character I presume is the main character, which is what is this guy's name? His name is Turner Hayes, and I sat there scratching my head thinking, who the fuck is that? It's nobody. It's a character they literally made up for the show. But basically, This is the poster that they released.
I did not know Stephanie Brown was in this, man. That's
yeah. Actually, here's the funny thing. So right here, if you can see where my cursor is,
yeah,
that's Stephanie Brown right there.
Okay, all I've read was that Harper Row and Harvey Dent were going to be in it. And
yes.
Like,
yeah.
wow.
Okay. So this is Harper.
Yeah, that's Harper. I saw the blue hair. You could. It's very faint, but I saw the blue hair. So I'm like, okay.
And then here's Cullen. Here's Cullen right here. This is Mr. Nobody, the Turner Hayes I mentioned earlier.
He called him Mr.
What? He's nothing. He's 5 foot nothing. He's nobody. I'm gonna treat him like The Rock used to do him.
I could have put Stephanie Brown ass front and center for this cameo extra, man.
Oh, and then Carrie Kelly, if I'm not mistaken, Carrie Kelly is this young lady right here. They've made Carrie Kelly black. So I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I don't really care. It is what it is.
Well, real quick, we got a $2 super chat from Go Country Baby Father saying, I question the woman who let Joker smash. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
The Joker's daughter in the comics wasn't Joker's daughter.
No, it was a moniker she took up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy woman who lived in the sewers. And this took place during the New 52 when Joker cut his face off. It ended up in the sewers. This sister found it, wore it, and called herself Joker's daughter. She got some more character development in Red Hood and the Outlaws because she was on that team for a minute, but she was still a psycho.
Well, here's the funny thing. She actually predates what you're talking about. She actually popped up. Dwella Dent actually goes as far back as 1976.
Okay.
She's an old character, but the problem is that Dwella Dent is, what's the best way to put this?
He said Morlock lady, but not Morlock lady.
Yeah, I mean, no, more or less. But no, she's the daughter of Harvey Dent. But like, she's such a weird character, Dwella Dent. And just to kind of give you an idea of how weird and twisted she typically appears. You mentioned the stuff from the new 52 and current. This is her, like this is the more recent version of Joker's daughter. But she's an interesting character. She's an interesting character, but I don't honestly. It's one of those situations where I'm glad they're using a character we don't typically see, but man, I feel like you could have picked somebody else. But yeah, I don't know. I go back to this though. I go back to this poster and this nastiness that is. Do we have to? Do we have to, Carter? They didn't cancel all the other good shows, and even some that were bad, but y'all didn't cancel everything else. I know the CW, they just recently had to come out and confirm to everybody that they're not getting out of the superhero business. But man, maybe you should. Maybe you should.
Here's another thing that I think will give people even more of a reason to ignore this show. Maybe not. I don't know. This show literally has nothing to do with the other DC shows. Do you remember how, like, when Black Lightning didn't have anything to do with what was going on in the other shows, but then the crisis happened?
Yeah.
This show here is its own thing, has nothing to do with Batwoman at all.
Nope.
Supergirl, Legends, this is its own thing again. So maybe that gives you the hots for it. I don't.
I just don't care. Like, is that a am I being unfair, Carter? I don't care. You know what I mean? I don't care.
And why would you? And see, this is nasty for CW. CW Network, you get a nasty award for this. Okay, you know good and hell well people are going to confuse you with the video game, so you're hoping that people will watch you because of the video game. That's nasty.
Which, by the way, that video game looks nasty, and I don't really want too much of a part in that either. So Like, okay, Carter, you remember we didn't even talk about this, I don't think, on the show when it happened, but like, did you watch the 13-minute demo that they showed, the 13-minute gameplay demo they showed a couple of weeks ago?
I watched like 4 or 5 minutes, cut it off, and said, "Yeah, I'm straight."
Yeah, like I remember when Marvel's Avengers came out and Gotham Knights was announced. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be way better, man. This is the game I'm waiting on." And I don't know if you remember this, Carter. Remember when we watched it? We watched I think it was DC Fandom showed it, and I commented on how janky the frame rate on the game looked, even though it was supposed to be on next gen.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody said I was being too harsh and too critical because the game. Look, this is one thing that's funny. Motherfuckers were more lenient towards that nasty ass, ugly ass looking Gotham Knights game. The frame rate issues that the game clearly had. But y'all want to clown on She-Hulk. Okay, all right. But here's the thing, Carter. Here's the thing. They showed off the game again. You know, we talked about the 13-minute, footage, whatever. Still had frame rate issues. Like, I saw multiple points where the frame rate, and they supposed to be playing this on next-gen hardware, because remember, they just announced no PS4, no Xbox One, so no last gen, it's strictly next gen. The game was still stuttering. It was like Porky Pig. Like I was watching Red Hood pull the blickies out, he was shooting, all of a sudden this man was rubber band.
No. Rewind. You saw him jumping like Venom in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Bro, I was so mad.
Flips like he Dante and Devil May Cry. That's what you saw.
Bruh, wait a minute. Look, when they first announced this shit and they said Tim Drake could teleport, I was like, all right, whatever.
Dude, I saw that.
Whatever.
Like, why is Nightwing on Norman Osborn's glider?
Look, this man was out here. Look, why did he look like he was about to land in Fortnite?
Yeah,
this man had just jumped off the bus in Fortnite.
Yeah, he looked like he was hovering right to the Joneses. Like, bro, I'm super straight. Take the jankiness, the frames you're talking about. I was just straight on another Arkham game. Period.
Yeah, no, most certainly.
I wasn't even talking about frame rate drops, graphical hitches, or anything like that. I was just good on Arkham. That's why I'm more excited for Suicide Squad.
Bruh. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I was so straight on that.
Yeah,
I don't need
when I saw Jason Todd doing the Devil May Cry jumps in the air, I said, yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. That game looks so... And then, okay, so the combat looks so... Like, don't get me wrong, Arkham isn't perfect. But man, you could tell there were frames missing from some of the combat. Well, there was a part where he was really far away from somebody. And he just electric slid across the map. And he wasn't even running. He just... Remember when The Rock hit British Bulldog with that slide people's elbow? He did that shit. He... Bop!
Salt said he was rubber banding like the God Scan Apostle.
No, he did. No.
Damn.
Oh, God. Oh, but no, man. I'm just like, bruh. This game looked nasty as hell. Look, honestly, if I was the CW show, I would change the name of the show. If I was the game, I would change the name to get. Somebody got to change their name. But I can go ahead and tell you right now.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Nah. I don't like it.
Look,
y'all know me.
Because one of my friends asked me, he was like, man, what you think of it? Because I was thinking about getting it. Because you know it got co-op, right? I said, yeah, and I hope you find some people to play with. I'm not buying that game, bro.
Look, I'll be like, man, that's cool. Anyway, I'm going to boot up this Evil Dead.
Man.
And That's what I'm gonna hit him with. That's what I'm gonna hit him with. But yeah, bruh, it looked rough. It looked rough. I like honestly, if it wasn't 13 minutes, I would literally play it right now so y'all can see what I'm talking about. But like the game, it looks bad. It looks very bad. And this is a game that when is Gotham Knights? The game, not the show. We know the Gotham Knights shows come out in 2023. But let me see here.
That question could be asked for both Gotham Knights. What the hell is Gotham Knight trying to be? What
we don't
is
know.
The game trying to be? What is the show trying to be?
We don't know. We still don't know. Apparently the initial release date was October of this year, October 25th of this year, but I don't know if it's gonna make that.
No, they both got pushback.
Yeah, they all got
pushback.
And honestly, I kind of hope that they okay, there's a Carter, I bring this up quite often. But there's a quote by Shigeru Miyamoto.
Okay.
I like to use a lot in regards to and I actually keep this on deck every time a game gets pushed back. Here, let me actually zoom this out because this is zoomed in like a motherfucker. But right here it says a delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad. And every time I see people complain about a game getting pushed back, this is what I say. Now, this quote isn't universal. There are instances where some games that get pushed back stay bad. And honestly, I think Gotham Knight is going to be one of them. But I hope that they use this opportunity to fix shit. You're not trying... Because here's the thing. The reason why I know some people got upset because they said they weren't going to do last gen. That's actually a good thing. That's a good thing. And I know a lot of people think, oh, well, that sucks because that means I can't play because I don't have next-gen console. That's okay, too. Because honestly, if you were to get... And this is the same problem that Cyberpunk ran into. Cyberpunk was trying to make a next-gen game for last-gen consoles. Y'all want to know why Cyberpunk ran so bad on PS4 and PS5? Because technically the version you got was the PS5 and PS... or an Xbox Series X, whatever versions. They just weren't listed as such. The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, when they develop games for those consoles, what they're developing for is the hard drives. Both of those consoles have proprietary hard drives that allow games to load assets at ridiculous speeds. Speeds that a regular-ass PS4 and a regular-ass Xbox One can't do. So when you sit up here and you try and play a game that was made for PS5, made for Xbox Series X, and you try and play it on them last-gen ass systems, and you sitting here wondering, why the fuck is my PlayStation screaming at me right now? Why is my Xbox One screaming at me right now? It's because you are trying to do too much. So yeah, go ahead.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Would you keep that argument if I was to tell you we got 4 Arkham games on those systems? You think it couldn't have ran Gotham Knights?
No, I'm not talking about I'm not saying that that's the reason why Gotham Knights runs bad. I think that's just bad code.
Yeah.
I think that's bad code. What I'm saying is that if they only have to focus on one generation, I think they stand a better chance of making a more stable game.
Gotcha.
Because that's why a lot of these games, they come out, they'll drop a PS4, PS5 version, or I mean, not PS4, a PS4, Xbox One version first, and then they'll drop a Series X, PS5 version later, because it's, even though they're the same game, 2 completely different development processes. But I think that them, kind of remember, what was it, Suicide Squad versus Justice League? They said they were not doing last gen from the jump. And I feel like that game looks a lot smoother. Even though we haven't seen much of it, it still looks smoother. This shit right here, this Gotham Knights, and I think this is this WB Montreal? I think it's WB Montreal. They need they whole ass beat.
I think that's the team that did Arkham Origins, I believe.
It is. It is the exact team that did Arkham Origins. They all need they asses whipped for putting that bullshit out. First off, y'all did Jason Todd dirty as fuck, got him looking ugly as hell with the mask off.
they keep trying to go the multiplayer route with these Arkham games because they tried it in Arkham
Origins, yeah.
Because what a lot of you all don't remember if you never played Arkham Origins, because a lot of people just strictly played 3 Rocksteady games and were straight. Arkham Origins had a PvP component.
Yep, it was what was it? It was a 2v. Was it like 2v1 or 2v3 or 3v something? I forget exactly.
I think it was a lot of time like it was somebody was the people were the henchmen, and then somebody was Batman.
Yeah, I think it was 3. I think it was 3 enemy players. See, I think 2 henchmen and then 1 major villain, and then you had Batman and then whoever else. Like you could But the thing is, the reason why that didn't work is because only one person could be Batman, and that's where you fail. Like, it would have made more sense if you had the one be Batman and then have everybody else be the bad guys. That would make more sense. Or at least allow people to play characters, like, or maybe have a 4v1, like, most normal asymmetricals. I don't know. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in this at all.
Yeah.
They can keep it. It is, as they say, for the streets. But let's move on along here. We got I actually know this is a channel. We got the homie Jonathan Moda in the building with the 17 months. Good God! Says sorry I'm late. Caught the Rona. Ooh, no sir. Well, I hope you okay. I hope you okay. Says agreed. Good things take time to make. Rush it and it's a mess. We don't need another Fallout, Cyberpunk 2077, and No Man's Sky release. And that's the thing. Here's the thing. All 3 of those get, because and the Fallout, I believe the Fallout he is specifically calling out is Fallout 76. Though one can make a case for Fallout 4. One can make a case for Fallout 4. But no, Fallout 76, hot ass mess when it came out. Cyberpunk 2077, even though I didn't have a bad experience with it, I think I encountered 1 or 2 glitches when I played it on PC, none of which were game breaking. And I got through the game just fine. I didn't have the same problems everybody else did. I think the only time I had problems is that when I tried to run the game at 4K with ray tracing and all that other shit turned on. Once I turned it off, game ran smooth as a motherfucker. But and that's with a 3090. I have a 3090 in this motherfucker, and that I still had problems with ray tracing on that game. And I have a beast of a PC. But yeah, and No Man's Sky, dude, No Man's Sky was hot trash when it first dropped. When No Man's Sky first dropped, dude, it was doo-doo water.
A lot of that had to do with the dude lying about what that game could do too, though.
Yeah, no, he pulled a Peter Molyneux. You remember Peter Molyneux? Fable?
Yeah, Fable.
Yeah. You remember he made all them promises about what was going to be the game. Game came out, didn't have 90% of what he said was going to be in it. And it took 2 sequels to even get close to the shit he promised in the first game. But no, yeah, man, I don't know. I'm not with it. They can keep it. Let's move it along, man. Let's get into our recommended reads for the week. Carter, you already gave yours.
Yes.
If I didn't know if you wanted to elaborate or
Jason Aaron, Mike Delamundo, Weird World. I can actually pull this out of my ass because I really like that book. It was a miniseries. It was one of the several miniseries tie-ins that came out with Secret Wars. Back during, what was that, 2015?
That was 2015.
2015, yeah, Jonathan Hickman, Secret Wars. That was one of those books. I had become a fan of Mike Delamundo's art before that because he was also on a really underrated Elektra book. So please, if you all didn't know, look up Mike Delamundo on Elektra. I cannot remember for the life of me who that book right now. But Weird World was Conan before Marvel got Conan. They said his name in the chat somewhere. I just can't find it. But just keeping it straight up. When I was reading that book, just from the monologue, from the mannerisms of, and with Mike Del Mundo's art, that was Conan, partner.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly.
That was the coolest Conan book I had read from Marvel, and I wasn't even asking for a Conan book. So, but yeah, like I said, there was one thing that Secret Wars 2015 did really well. It had some great tie-in books.
Most certainly.
Tie-in books, not just Weird World. Man, you had Planet Hulk was a good one. Siege was a good one. Oh man, look at that cover, bro. That entire book was great. I have those issues in singles. I really gotta go get my long boxes.
I forgot about Weird World. Secret Wars had a lot of tie-ins. Like there was like a metric lot. Yeah, it was a metric buttload of tie-ins. But yeah, that was actually one of the really good ones.
I said, what happened to Marvel? Because nowadays you look at all these, they're either whack or they have nothing to do with the story whatsoever.
Right? Yeah. And never in the middle should the two meet.
But yeah, Secret Wars has some tie-in that series that were off the chain.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Well, if that's your recommended. I'm going to bring up my recommended. I mentioned mine earlier. That was Alien versus Predator, Thicker Than Blood, Jeremy Barlow, Doug Wheatley. It's a story about a family that's on a space cruise. It's basically it's a cruise, but it's a spaceship. And it's a family with 2 children. And I don't want to spoil one of the reveals about one of the children, but basically the son and the daughter don't get along. And they're very the daughter is hateful towards the son, who's like the younger brother, I guess. And yeah, what's up?
He did it again.
Oh, Lord. No, he didn't.
He did it again.
No, he didn't. Man, sir, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got the Rona. You supposed to keep that money for you. Lord, this man, y'all said just thanks for the content. That is all. Man,
you are most certainly welcome.
Thank you. By the hold on. Where's my? Where I gotta? I don't have my church fan. I ain't got my church fan. Where's my church fan?
I got a napkin right here.
Look, I'm just gonna sit here. Look. Y'all got me out here like the pastor. The pastor be up there sweating. Like,
why'd they always wipe their mouths when they was taking?
I don't know.
I just thought about that. Why
I don't know. Look, y'all. Yeah, hold. Let me get this thing back out here. Lord, I gotta. Oh, Lord Jesus. Look, I'm gonna do the same. I never understood that. It's like, you just wiped the sweat off your forehead. Now you just putting it all around you. Are you trying? Look, bro, the chapstick is right here. You just get you a little. Oh, dang, you done.
No, you didn't just pop up.
No wrong can stop motor dropping them stacks. Hey, look. Y'all, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much, dude. This. Jonathan Mota's our Batman. He's the hero we need, but the one we don't deserve.
Carlos Johnson saying a new COVID symptom from the new variants: generosity.
Look, wait a minute. Look, you know what? Jonathan Mota's, That's my Red Ranger, because he ain't out here trying to defraud the government.
Wait,
on COVID
so you mean
loans.
tell me the COVID card he gave me ain't real? I mean,
that ain't
what he gave me.
That ain't the one. That ain't the one. That's not the one. That ain't the one. Oh Lord, that ain't the one. Man, brother, thank you so much. Man, dude, look. Man.
He even got his signature on the back, don't Ernie? That thing he always scream when he fighting somebody, he even put that on the back. Secure.
No.
He even put that on the back of it.
That's not the card you're supposed to have, sir. It's not the card you are supposed to have. What was I lost my entire train of thought just now. This seems real for me. Oh Lord. But no, so yeah, a family going on a cruise in space. They're on a cruise ship. And basically aliens, xenomorphs, are running loose on the ship. And there's more than one predator involved in this, but and I don't want to say too much because basically the subtitle kind of gives you an idea of what the theme of the story is. But basically these two siblings have to figure out how to survive being caught in the middle of a knockdown drag out between predators and xenomorphs. There you go. It's a really fun. I said fun. It's not a fun story. It's a good story. It's gruesome in some spots. There's some folks that catch it ugly as hell in this. But it's a really good story. Really good story. And a really cool plot twist in it.
Does it take place before or after the Archie and Predator stuff?
After.
I didn't expect you to answer. I expected you to flip me off on that.
Nope. I'm gonna answer you. Let's go ahead and let's get to our questions from the Discord. And you know what? We're gonna do something a little fun this time. We're actually gonna, if I can get to it, if Lord willing and the creek don't rise, let's look at our questions from the Discord. We've got a question here. Says, hey, Blerd and Carter. Yes. This is from LJ Brown, by the way. Says, what are your thoughts on MCU Starjammers, as the Guardians of the Galaxy are practically in that lane? Do you think Marvel will change it up for the MCU? P.S. She-Hulk probably destroyed Carter's pelvis, like Groot destroyed the Thundercats lair in the original Thundercats cartoon. Lord, look, you got shit laying everywhere. Lord. I think you could do the Starjammers, but I don't know if I would do them as their own movie. Like, I would have them, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't do them as their own movie. I would have them appear in someone else's stuff, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking more so a show you could do. But,
okay.
Because, like, I know you and a lot of people... I saw one dude on Twitch when I was watching his stream. He was like, that is literally the greatest show ever made. The Expanse?
Yes.
So I think you could have your own like sci-fi Marvel show, and that could be a heck of a way to introduce certain characters.
Yeah, I'd be into that.
That might have the last name of a certain time of year. That could be a way you could slowly introduce that by introducing the Starjammers. Plus, with I almost call him Jason Aaron, Lord Jesus, with James Gunn. Saying this is his last Guardians movie, you could take a break from the Guardians for a minute, have them cameo here and there in certain things. Batista already said this is going to be the last time you see his portrayal of Drax.
I'm fine with that.
Vin Diesel is shooting the other Fast and Furious movies with Jason Momoa and stuff like that. So this could be a way for you to still.
He got Reacher too.
Yeah, and this could very easily be a way for you to introduce something new while you still have the fun, quippy, space stuff that the Guardians did. You could just have it with this entire new team. So yeah, as a TV show, that would be fire. Okay. Movie, absolutely not. Absolutely not, because you'd have to do too much stuff too quickly.
Yes.
TV show, you could knock that out in like 2-3 seasons.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like if I were Marvel, what I would do is, and then we'll move on to the next thing, I would do a general Marvel cosmic show like what you were just talking about, treat it like The Expanse. Don't really have it focus on any one particular thing. Like, kind of like how in The Expanse you have the government, you have Mars, you have all these different factions, you have the Belters. You could have a show where you could have the Nova Corps, you could have the Guardians, you could have the Starjammers, you could have the Kree. You have all this shit going on in one spot. Maybe have some characters that are central, to everything, but like no one. I guess if you really just wanted to call it the Starjammers, you could, but have them dealing with everything: the Shi'ar, the Kree, Ego, all that shit. Have them deal with everything. Like, it just there's like almost kind of like how the Expanse, not just Expanse, but also Star Trek. Like, it's just maybe there's a core thing you focus on, but like you're dealing with things that reach across more than just a narrow part of the universe. We got our next question here. Says, what's good, OG? Blerd and Pimpin' presents. Says, y'all, this is from Rough Rider 86, says, y'all got any trade or OG-in recommendations? Well, I can tell you what I just recently picked up.
Okay.
I got this right here. This thick boy. Deadly Class, Book 1. This is a weighty tome. Mm-hmm. I also just recently picked up. This is actually courtesy of Robo Strange. I bought the Assad Ribic cover. Mm-hmm. But he already had the Jane Foster cover. He wanted the Ribic one. I wanted this one, so we traded. I mailed him. I bought the one from Amazon, just sent it straight to him. He mailed his copy to me. Yeah. And this thing, look how thick this is. Look at things. This is Thor: God of Thunder 1 through 25.
Okay.
From 2014. We've also got Thor number 1 through 8, also from 2014. Thor Annual number 1 from 2015, and you have Thor's number 1 through 4.
That's again another good Secret Wars miniseries. Mm-hmm.
And Mighty Thor number 1 through 12, also from 2015. So basically all of the stuff right before they did the renumbering.
Yeah.
On Thor, and it was like basically everything up until the Mangog. Everything after this is the Mangog.
That sounds like that's. I was gonna ask you what it all had, because that sounds like that's before the War Thor.
Yes. I believe you are correct. Because this is just the volume 1. I'm waiting on the volume 2 to drop. But yeah, that is, and I'm planning on getting. There's a War of the Realms omnibus. I'm definitely gonna get as well.
Yeah,
because I really like that. That's one of the last big Marvel events that I was just like super into. But let's see here. We also got. Oh yeah. Did you have one? I already know what you're gonna say. Look, I'm gonna spare Carter the trouble. He's gonna pull out Wonder Woman Dead Earth. Just go ahead. If you hadn't done it yet, just go ahead and read it. He gonna tell you Wonder Woman Dead Earth till you read it. So you may as well go ahead and read it, big dog. Go ahead. Just go ahead and read it. It's good. I like it too. But I'm just telling you, I know Carter well enough. That's exactly, if you thought he was gonna tell you something new, I already knew. When he reached his hand back like this, I already knew his finger was already on Wonder Woman Dead Earth. I know it. I just synced it. Also, I do recommend Philadelphia. Philadelphia, which I think I recommended. I might have recommended last week, but I'll recommend it again. I don't care.
Actually, I wasn't gonna pull out Wonder Woman there because my iPod's on top of it and I don't feel like moving. No, the one trade I'm looking at, it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 other trades on top of it. So I'm contemplating, do I really want to dig that out? But no, I will not. Daredevil End of Days. Daredevil End of Days from Bendis, Mac, and Alex Maleev as well. It was basically a finale for Bendis's old Daredevil run from way back in the day. He didn't do End of Days until years later.
Yeah, that was a good ways down the road.
But yeah, it was basically a continuation of his Daredevil stuff. It was a good finale for everything. So yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? J-Rye asks, Blerd, have you spoken about the Marvel Snap card game? If not, what are your thoughts on it? Well, it's funny you ask. I actually have seen it. We haven't talked about it, but it looks interesting. I'm curious because it's like it's supposed to be, so basically for those who don't know, it's supposed to be kind of like Hearthstone, but it's like a more fast-paced version of Hearthstone. It's supposed to also have a shit ton of characters in it, which could be cool. They did a little quick blink and you will miss it montage, which is this right here. You can see all the different names. You see like Blade, the Hood, Morph, She-Hulk, Rhino, Mojo, Hela, Ironheart, M'Baku, Kingpin. They also got Claw and Orca and Titania. There's a whole bunch of, you just look at, there's a ton of different random and sundry characters. If you deign to look through all of them, tons of characters. I'm perfectly fine with it. Will I play it? Probably. Maybe not seriously, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrible at keeping up with mobile games. I really am. If I have a choice, here's the thing. You know what it is? It's because I come from a different generation that grew up without cell phones. So, I have no, whenever, my cell phone is more of a thing I use to communicate with other people, not something I use to play on. So, whenever a mobile game comes out, even if it's a good one, even if I play it any little bit, I will eventually drop it because I would rather play an actual console game. Because I don't like being, on my phone for, hours on end the way I like to play other video games. It would depress me. But it looks cool. I don't know, Carter, have you seen it? Have you seen this Marvel Snap card game? You are muted.
I have, but I'm kind of in the same space as you.
Yeah.
I've tried the card thing. I've tried it.
Is it for the streets?
It really more so seems like with a lot of those games, you got to put some money down. You have to. Hearthstone. I've tried Legends of Runeterra. I've tried a lot of these different free mobile games.
Quotey fingers free.
Yeah. Now I will say with what you're saying right now that the Marvel Snap is going to be on PC at some point. It's just starting on mobile, but I could just never get into those, man. And you're talking to somebody who used to be over Magic tournaments when I was working at Hastings, and I just could not get into the card stuff. I tried with Yu-Gi-Oh! If all I got to do is put a card down and turn it sideways to put it in defense mode, I'd play it. But I've never been into the card thing. I've tried. If it ain't Uno, if it ain't spades, if it ain't blackjack.
Here's the thing. You know what it is for me, Carter? Obviously I'm a board game enthusiast, as many of you may or may not know, but I'm more likely to play an actual card game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're more likely to get me at a table, an actual real table with real actual cards and play something exactly like. Actually, I have. What was it? I have Marvel Legendary. Marvel Legendary. That I have that where like you have to draft cards and use them to attack enemy cards. I have what was it? Hell, the shit that's literally right behind me. Marvel United. Marvel United is it's a little bit more involved, but very similar. Using cards, you're drafting cards to go against other cards. This is a more simplistic version of that. But and they're easy games. They're easy. Like they're not as like the rules to these types of card games are nowhere near as convoluted as what you would get out of like Magic. But I would play it. I like I said, I would probably play it for a little bit, and then I would probably just not touch it anymore. Same thing I did with, what was the new Marvel game that came out on mobile that everybody was gaga for? Not Strike Force. It's another one. There's another Marvel...
I'm trying to say there are too many, man.
Yeah, Marvel, because they have Contest of Champions, they have Puzzle Quest, they have Future Fight, they have Strike Force, they have this now. I'm trying to remember, what was the... It was a newer one. It's Future Revolution. That's the name of it. Marvel Future Revolution. It was the one where you could play as like Storm and Captain Marvel, Iron Man, and so on and so on and so forth.
Okay, I know that was like a mobile version of the Avengers game.
Yeah. It was, but and people liked it. People loved that game, and I loved it too. But I quit playing that motherfucker quick. I played it like 3 or 4 times. Played with Storm, had a great ass time. Played with Captain Marvel, had a great ass time. And I just gave up on it. I was like, all right, well, this is fun. Moving on. Because that's just how I am with mobile games. Last question from the Discord is, this is from Urban Prince of Strong Styles. Says, evening, Blerd and Carter. I didn't realize Moira was in X-Men First Flight. Until I looked her up. That piques the question. Do you think that Moira McTaggart will be in the MCU, and will she be with the X-Men? Okay, I think he meant. I think they meant X-Men First Class. X-Men First Class. A lot of people may or may not remember the character Moira McTaggart. I'm trying to remember who played her. Trying to remember. I don't remember the actress. I'm pulling it up now. Rose Byrne. That's who that was. Rose Byrne. It's actually easy to not notice that that's Moira McTaggart, because if I'm not mistaken, she doesn't speak with an accent. I don't think. At least not a Scottish one.
I think she spoke like Rose Byrne.
yeah. She was just Rose Byrne and they had her as more of a almost in a secret agent like role. It was really weird. She was in Days of Future Past as well, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah,
for a hot second.
I don't honestly. Moira McTaggart. I don't think you will. If they wanted to bring back Rose Byrne as Moira McTaggart, I mean, cool, I guess, but I don't think they would do it. What?
Gilla V saying, I damn near lost my family playing that damn boss monster. Was finna cuss the wife and the young adult.
For those of y'all don't remember, Gilla V was the winner of the Boss Monster board game we gave away. Yeah, I told y'all, Boss Monster could get petty.
Yeah, Boss Monster can get real low down.
Oh,
that's one of the few I have played that's really fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, because I've put people in positions where, like, I'll draft just the right amount of cards to where you got to get them ugly-ass epic hero cards,
yeah,
and your shit get run through.
Boy, my dungeons were nasty, boy.
Look, I had motherfuckers like, I had my shit just right, man. Heroes come in, but they don't come out. But no, the newer version, Overboss, is even more petty. That's the one where you're building not a dungeon, but you're building an overworld map, kind of like Link to the Past. Like it looks like the Link to the Past map. That game was petty as fuck. Honestly, Night of the Ninja was another game I talked about on the channel. Is super petty because that one you're trying to make people like you're basically trying to suss out folks, and take out a rival ninja team. But yeah, dude, that shit. Woo boy. Oh boy, Lord, have mercy. He said they ganged up on me, had me blocked up, and it said I pays the bills. God damn it. They was like, not in this motherfucker, you don't. not in this boss monster, you don't. God damn it. But nah, dude, that oh man, I hate it for you, dude. I've been done the same way though. I've had folks use, dude. Board games can fuck up a household. They can be really fun. They can fuck up a household though. I remember there's a game I have. You can't see it, but it's above my head, right there. Called Who Goes There. If that name sounds familiar, it's because it's a game based on not John Carpenter's The Thing. It's based on the story of The Thing. It actually is based on John Carpenter's The Thing as well as the book. But the name of the book that John Carpenter's The Thing is based on is called Who Goes There. And basically one person, everybody starts the game off not infected. But eventually over the course of the game, one person, at the very least, is going to get infected and become the Thing. Let me tell y'all something. I was so mad at my wife the first time we played that game. Because, like, my wife is a very honest person. She's not a liar by trade. She does not like lying, and I can tell when she lies. That woman lied to me so stone cold in my face in that game that I believed her. That bitch was a Thing. I voted somebody off the helicopter. Because, like, at the end of the game, you go fly off in a helicopter somewhere. And the idea is for you to escape and make sure the Thing, the person who is the Thing, isn't on the helicopter when you leave. We get on the helicopter. I done voted a whole ass other motherfucker off. And then she makes the reveal. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm the Thing. And I'm like, motherfucker. I was like, you lied to me. But dude, she for real, she hit me with
stupid. I'm not gonna let you get the chance.
Dude, I was like, bruh, But nah, I was mad to motherfucker. I was so goddamn mad. Ooh, I was so mad. When I tell y'all I was mad, I was so mad. But yeah, anyway, that's let's get to questions from the chat because we're already kind of encroaching. Let's see what we got in here. We got any questions from the chat?
All right. I see one from CT Cook because my chat is, I've started scrolling beforehand. From CT Cook saying, what is a superhero that might work with a villain of the week format on Disney Plus?
Ooh, that is a good one. I like that one. Okay, so with that one, here's what I would say. My pick... Man, I would say you could either go with... I would say you could do it with a street level hero would probably work better than most. I think, personally. But, you could technically do it with She-Hulk. If you played it right. But let's leave She-Hulk out of it. I think you could do it, like, not saying they're going to do this, but you could do this with Punisher. You could do this with, if you wanted to make not the New Warriors that they were going to make, but if you want to make a legit New Warriors, New Warriors TV show, you could do it with that. If you wanted to make a Nova Corps series, or like a Nova TV show, you could do it with that as well. I think it would work really well. I think it would work beautifully. Let's see here. Who else we got? Oh yeah, she is in X-Men Apocalypse. I completely forgot that she was in that shit. Completely forgot. I completely forgot that Warren McTaggart was in that shit. It was so bad. Squirrel Girl. That's another good one. Squirrel Girl could do it. Oh, let's see here. We got any? Let's see if we got any more in here. Let's see. I'm going back. I'm dipping back earlier because sometimes people put questions in earlier, so I usually go back and try and see if I can catch at least some of them. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. Let's see. No, actually, no, I'm not seeing any. Okay, we'll make this quick. He's like, Carl, I can go back to sleep. Let's see. Yep, I don't see anything else. Okay, cool. That works for me. It's Demolisher said he thought he was gonna pull out Luther Strode.
You know what? It's right there.
I believe him. I believe him. Here's one. We got Carlos Johnson said, "Did you like Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie? I really enjoyed it. Also, do you think the Green Lantern Corps don't get the credit they deserve? They stay fighting big bad villains on the daily." Okay, so for the first part, I have not watched Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I think we're gonna end up watching it Sunday because everybody will be home. Me, the wife, kids.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch it tonight myself.
Yeah, I want to see it. Because for whatever reason, I literally watched an entire featurette talking about it being on Disney Plus. For some reason, it didn't dawn on me that it was already out on Disney Plus. I thought it was something that was coming later on Disney Plus, but it is out now. So yeah, I am actually gonna watch it. I've watched like snippets of it. It looks awesome. I'm really into the idea of it.
Apparently, from what I've seen of reviews and what I put in that Nerd 901 Discord, I don't know if you saw that.
Those tweets were taken down by the time I saw them.
Okay, so you don't even know about. So okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up on them.
No, I know about one of the things.
Okay, but apparently from the reviews I saw, this is as close as we're gonna get to Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which shocked me when I saw that. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
And then I saw, how they made Peter Pan look from the old animated movie, and I said, "Bro, what the hell is going on?"
Did you catch? Apparently Naruto's in it. Yep, Naruto is in it.
When I saw Ugly Sonic, I bust out laughing.
So apparently, okay, so the Naruto that is in there, they did the same thing that they did with Peter Pan.
Oh, God.
They did the same thing that they did with Peter Pan. Here, I'll show you here. This is it right here. And there's a bunch of also I think I think I saw Ash's mom from Pokemon in it. There's a part in the there's a lot of random and sundry characters in it, so yeah. But yeah, when I saw the featurette, I was like, yes, eerily reminds me of Peter Pan. Like, eerily, not Peter Pan, but Roger Rabbit. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Mm-hmm. But there's lots of, like, and I love how they had, like, because the thing that confused me when I first saw one of the trailers was that Chip was, like, in animated format, but Dale was in CG, and I was like, the fuck? I was like, that's an odd choice. But then when I watched one of the trailers, it was like, I heard Chip passingly mention that, oh, see, you got the surgery. You got the CG surgery. And I was just like, bruh. Okay. I was like, bruh. All right. Y'all wild. But yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. I definitely want to see it. As far as the Green Lantern Corps, I think the Green Lantern Corps get their respect. I think as far as like from DC, now if you're talking about fans, that's another story. That's another story altogether.
I personally think that might be a little bit more political, just because the one phrase people use when they describe the Green Lantern Corps is they're space cops, and cops aren't the most liked right now. No. Which can actually go into another question I see in the chat is Blerd and Carter, thoughts on the Jon Stewart animated movie. I'm giddy to see it. I hate that it took this long. That's one thing that always surprised me about DC was like we've been looking at Jon Stewart for some years now, from Justice League Unlimited. That was the Green Lantern you knew, but every time they come out with something big time is Hal Jordan. No one cares about Hal Jordan. Put Jon Stewart back at the front where he's supposed to be. When people were playing Injustice, you know how many people I saw using Hal Jordan? None. You know how many people I saw using that Jon Stewart DLC skin? Everybody. So
goddamn right. You goddamn right.
I don't think Jon Stewart got the respect that he deserved. And I'm happy that he's getting an animated movie because I could care. If it was Jon Stewart in that old CG Green Lantern show, I would have watched it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, definitely.
But I'm excited for the Jon Stewart movie.
Oh yeah. And I am too. I said as much when we talked about it before, but yeah, I'm definitely into it. I'd say that I echo the same things. I hate it took this long. Yeah. But I smell a bait and switch, and I'm not looking forward to it if it happens. And I mean in the movie. Yeah. Abraham Robson asks, why don't you flip it and have a villain fight a different small-time hero? If you did it that way, I would love to see a Taskmaster show. I love that Taskmaster mini that we got last year. I love that book. I would love to see him just going up against just random and sundry heroes, because that is kind of technically what they did with that comic. So yeah, make me a Taskmaster show, and I want it to be legit Taskmaster. I'm not saying not hating on Black Widow, but I want the real Taskmaster. I want the Taskmaster with the personality.
Okay.
But it says, are you guys going to watch the new season of Love, Death, and Robots? Loved it. Yeah, definitely.
I didn't even know it was out until early this morning.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, I'm most definitely watching that.
Yeah, I definitely want that one. That one definitely. I heard there's some pretty crazy stories in it this time around, which is, no small task considering how crazy the other ones were. And let's see here, and this will be the last one. It says, Bill asks, were you aware that a former Disney Channel star is among one of the cast members of Gotham Knights? Navia Robinson of Raven's Home, the TSR sequel, was playing the black version of white character. Yeah, we talked. I didn't call her by name, but we did note that she's playing Carrie Kelly.
I don't care that she's from Raven Home or the TSR sequel. I don't know what I almost cursed again. I don't know what TSR sequel. You talking about the Shade Room? There is a sequel to the Shade Room?
That's so Raven.
Should I go loot? Oh, I want to leave now.
See, you got to clown me for Future. I get to clown you for Raven Simone. There you go. Anyway, that is the show. And Carter, what you got going on? You got anything coming up that you want to tell the good people about? We're gonna be doing any more Evil Dead streams?
Not this coming week. I actually got some emails I gotta finish up. I do Naughty Dog this week.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
So I'm doing that. But now, what do you got going on this week, man?
Man, just more videos. I still have more videos that I'm working on. So, yeah. Actually, there's a video that's going to be coming up not too long after we end the stream. So yeah, in about 45 minutes from now, a little under 45 minutes from now, we'll be getting there'll be another the video for Wolverine will be dropping. I'm probably gonna do something for Eternals because they just had the finale issue, and I may or may not do something for Thor number 25 that just dropped. I may do a little something for that. We'll see what happens. But other than that, I debated actually doing some streams of Evil Dead the game. But I don't know. I'm kind of in a weird place on that one.
I mean, I think this would be the place to do it as opposed to Twitch. I might be wrong, but
yeah, I was thinking about it. Yeah, I was thinking about it. Squadding up and doing the thing. Like I said, we'll probably do it. It's one of those things. Typically, when I end up playing a video game, a lot of the times I'm just kind of chilling.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But Yeah, I definitely want to. And I love that game. It's such a fun game. When people aren't cheating. Or being terrible teammates. But yeah, or when we don't get stuck in walls or vaults or locked in animations like what happened last night, where I got locked in a fire igniting animation until somebody hit me. But yeah, that it's fun. It's fun for the family. But anyways, that's it. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you everybody who's in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Hulk smash the like button on the way out. Hit that share button. Share everything, whatever. Do all that good stuff. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I do videos all the time, so make sure you hit that bell too, so that way you know when shit's happening. And yeah, just keep being amazing and awesome people. We're out of here. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.